How do you want to start, Nick?
You guys can give an introduction to your characters if you want
Okay.
to.
For those that have never seen Dungeons and Dragons before, basically we're playing Theater of the Mind for the next couple hours. You'll see us playing as characters. That's what role playing is all about. It's all about getting into your character and being in the moment, having some fun, using your imagination, and basically we're gonna tell a story. And when we get to the end, we'll either be alive or horribly dead, thanks to my cleric skills here. I'm betting we'll be the majority of us will make it. I've played a time or two, so I'm ready to have some fun. Why don't we roll around the room real quick? We'll tell a little bit about our characters that we've come up with. So anybody want to start?
Sure. I'm a elf, and I have a sickle as a weapon, and I got some pretty good rolls initially, so I have a good chance of maybe surviving the trip. And I had to have a sickle because nobody would let me have a katana.
Don't know if we're playing that version of D&D, but yeah, Toonie got himself an 18, a natural 18 roll on strength, which is one of the rarest things that can ever happen in a game of D&D. So Toonie will be able to throw elephants and do all sorts of good stuff with the amount of strength that he came up with. So
And yeah, me and Lumi are newbies.
beginner's
So
luck. Beginner's
we're-
luck.
yeah, we're open for some.
Where was my beginner's luck?
You had decent beginner's luck. You just didn't have as good as beginner's luck as Toonie did.
Toonie's a god. I guess he deserves it.
There you go. Yeah, and so my character's name is Free Ash Oak Tree. He is a Asimar cleric. Basically, I came with a backstory in my mind that he was a field surgeon, and he was so good that at one point the Paler, the god of healing, came down and touched him, took him to an outer realm, but he wanted to continue to do good in the world, so he redescended from the outer realms as an Asimar. He started out as a human, he became an Asimar. Cool thing about Asimar is they're like heaven touched, but there's really no specific way to go about becoming this type of race. So I kind of took liberties in my mind that he was battlefield touched and was taken to one of the higher realms and decided that he wanted to still keep doing good and came back down to keep doing good. His only real fault is he has a really hard time trusting anybody that's not a soldier like him. But other than that, good old battlefield cleric, life realm. So lots of stories incoming, lots of potions, and lots of me recommending short rests. So
I like it.
I guess we'll save Meter for last, and I'll go next. My character is basically me in a nutshell. Troublemaker. I like to touch everything. I'm not such a klepto in real life unless I'm stealing stuff from Semazel down there. But in every other fantasy game that I play, I got the raccoon fingers. Everything needs to be touched. I am a changeling and a sorceress. And I will use all of my chaotic magic to create chaos.
So I am the meter, and my character's name is Demeter, like the Greek goddess, but not Greek and not a goddess. So the same but different, and not the same really at all. I am a tiefling druid, so I appear very much like a devil. I have bright red skin. I have tiny little horns. I have tiny little wings, and I hover across the ground with my forked tail whipping back and forth. I am a druid of Bildepoop, the god of death. I am here to help restore the balance of the world where the undead have started coming up in my homeland, and we cannot fucking have that. So my purpose in life is to set the balance of death back where it's supposed to be.
So don't make fun of Meter's wings because he floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee.
And I guess I should probably introduce myself too. I'm Nick, or Simazale, as Lumi called me.
Actually, everybody calls
I'm-
you Mr. Loomy, so just say you're Mr.
Yeah, no,
Loomy.
I'm also Mr. Lumi. I have many names. I'm going to be the dungeon master for this adventure, so I will be playing the role of everything they run into that is not themselves. All right, so now that the introductions are done, you guys are waking up in the middle of the night after a quite strong night of partying. You all were at a tavern and got excessively drunk, and you might have caused a little bit of destruction around town, did a little bit of property damage. The guards were none too pleased, so they took you into the local jail. And while you were sleeping it off, you started hearing someone scurrying around in your prison cell, and it woke all of you up. And there's just a really short old gnome just walking around the prison cell. Looks like he's searching around the ground for something. Just, where is it? Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Do you need assistance? Small bald
Yes.
man.
Yes, please. I dropped a bead in here somewhere. I need help finding it. It's really small.
What color is it?
I have a little bit of a memory problem. I don't really remember, but there can't be a whole lot of beads floating around in this prison cell, so just look for a bead. Just mind that you don't accidentally pick up any of the rat poop.
Excellent. All right. I'm going to look around the floor. Do I see a bead anywhere?
Make me a perception check.
15.
Yeah. Over where Toonie is laying down, you can kind of just very faintly see a bead. Looks like his arm is on top of it. You can just barely see the edge of it poking out from underneath his skin.
It looks like the bead is under your arm, my friend.
Okay, I'll move my arm. Yep, I got it.
Oh, yes, that's it. And he scurries over to you. You're quite a bit bigger than him. Laying down, you're still almost as he's just barely taller than you are when you're laying down.
Okay, here you go, little guy. Here's your bead.
Yeah, he just holds out both hands and looks down at it and just starts giggling to himself like, yes, the bead.
I'm gonna float up towards the ceiling and away from the crowd, just to keep an eye from a higher point of view.
Yeah, he kind of like sees you and notices out of the corner of his eye that you're starting to float. And he's like, so what did you all do to get in here?
Our friend Dustin misbehaved again.
Oh, misbehave. Well, that's an interesting thing now, isn't it? Did you do anything specific or just general misbehavior?
Well, you see, the problem is, as an ASMR, I'm relatively immune to the libations of celebration that people tend to enjoy here. So we tend to get a little overboard when we decide to celebrate. And so we're imbibing the potions, if you will. And I forgot to set resistance to poison, and we got ourselves a little schnookered, if you will. When things like that happen, then we'll randomly cast Divine Strike, things like that, and let the holy light shine upon the destruction of the city.
Am I allowed to be fumbling in my pouch for my smoke bombs?
Sure.
All right. Fumbling in my pouch for my smoke bombs.
What are you doing over there? Smoke
Oh.
bombs?
I apparently have some kind of a thing where I am Gandalf and I can blow animals. Because I have no interest in this gnome.
Oh,
Blow
your
animals
pipe.
instead.
Okay.
Reaching for the pipe.
Please go on.
You got to finish the details on sentences like that because I'm a druid. You had me very worried for a second.
No, I am merely here blowing out little squirrels out of my pipe.
Yeah, he notices the smoke traveling around and he just kind of looks around and he's like, oh, well, that's a neat trick you have there. Those squirrels are pretty good.
So they're animal-shaped smoke?
Yeah, it's like think like Gandalf, Lord of the Rings, blowing smoke shapes. She's blowing squirrels out of her pipe.
Okay, yeah, my mind went way dirtier places with that whole entire line of dialogue that Lumi had there. I do also have I created an item called the stick of vapor inhalation. So I'm going to participate in my stick of vapor inhalation, not participate in the smoking.
He looks over at you now and he's just like, oh, I recognize those. What flavor you got there?
Right now we're doing blueberries, strawberries, kiwis, and cream.
Whew, that sounds wonderful.
It's lovely. Lovely as always. So, what's so important about this little bead of yours, my friend?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. It leads to the most wonderful treasure ever made. It's the most valuable thing in the world. I've gone a couple of times to try to collect it myself, but unfortunately I've never really actually managed to make it through all the way.
Me being the klepto that I am, my eyes open widely and I now pay attention.
Yep, I was gonna say I'm looking over at Lumi to make sure she's not making a direct attempt to steal it.
And I'm thinking to myself, I'm always up for a good adventure.
Yeah, he just kind of holds it up and looks at it in his hand and he's like, well, I've always wanted to see what was on the other side of this, but unfortunately I'm getting a little bit too old to keep trying to do this sort of thing. I don't think I'd be able to make it if I went back again. And he kind of sizes all of you up. Says, you look like you're of the capable sort. How about I give you this, and you either bring me back part of what you find, or at least tell me a pretty good story about what happened when you were there.
I'm gonna glance around the room looking for agreements here. I'm also always up for a good adventure.
I'm
point, I'm
very
almost
intrigued. I like shiny.
Glancing
This point,
at Meter, seeing the switching of his tail, see which way that's going for him.
I'm basically floating just below the ceiling, and I've pulled out my pipe of smoke monsters, and I'm sending little tiny smoke eagles to chase Lumi's little smoke squirrels. I'm just nodding in agreement.
Right. I believe we have an accordance, my friend.
Yeah, he takes a moment and looks down at the bead like he's getting ready to give up something that he spent his entire life trying to do, and then looks up at the small window to your cell. You can see the moonlight coming through the window and shining on the floor and now on his face as he looks out of it. And he looks at you and says, well, all right then. But mind you, that our agreement is you either bring me something back or at least bring me a good story. And he holds the bead out to you fresh.
I'm going to accept the bead.
So all you got to do with that thing is just gather your friends around in a circle. Preferably let me get a little bit far away from you because it has kind of an area thing it likes to do to take people into where you're going, and I don't particularly want to go there. But you just squeeze it in your palm twice, and it will take you all to where I have journeyed many times and never successfully made through.
Excellent. So I'm going to allow him to back away.
Yeah, he backs into
Everybody
the far
close to
corner.
me.
Slowly float down, still blowing little smoke eagles.
Right. I'm going to go ahead and squeeze the bead twice. Let's get underway.
All right, you all get a strong sense of vertigo, and your stomachs churn, and a flash occurs, and then you find yourself standing in what almost seems like a forest, but it's really humid and it smells terrible. There's really dense vegetation. Mosquitoes are landing on you. You gotta swat those bad boys away constantly. And there's what might have been a temple entrance at one point in time, a few columns with a slight roof, and then a cave going into it. But it is horribly overgrown. There are a bunch of trees around, roots coming out of the ground, coming out of the ceiling of the cave. And everywhere you look around you, the vegetation is so dense that it doesn't look like you have any options to go anywhere other than into the cave.
As all good adventures start, you're inevitably forced forward.
All right, so I have this wonderful pull of collapsing that I am going to retrieve as my walking stick. I'm going to poke in my belly button and go, hoo-hoo, and out comes the pull of collapsing from my vagina.
Well, I do have this magic candle, and hopefully that'll light our way.
Well, I've got light as a cantrip. which is, for those that aren't aware, cantrips are spells that I can cast over and over and over and over and over as many times as I want. So I'm going to break into my explorer's pack. Do I have any ball bearings?
I don't think explorers packs come with ball bearings, but yes, you have ball bearings.
I'm going to break out 4 ball bearings, and I'm going to cast light on them.
They light up. You have a pretty good radius of glow about you now.
I'm going to hand one off to everybody so that everybody's got a light source.
Thank you, Dustin.
My pleasure.
Everyone
as-
gets your own miniature sun.
That's
So
right.
as Fresh is handing out these little miniature suns, I float up about 10 feet above the group and kind of shake myself loose and rattle all the kinks out from being stuck in a fucking cell again. And as I start to stretch, my armor slowly starts to just give off a little bit of a mist to keep the mosquitoes away. Stretch out a little bit, whip my tail back and forth. I whip my tail back and forth. And then I slowly look down and go, are we doing this?
All right. There was a feat that I wanted to take advantage of before we went in.
Are you talking about an inspiring leader?
Inspiring leader, yep. So for the next 10 minutes, all of you get to listen to me babble on a little bit here. You get 17 temporary hit points per short rest.
Do I set mine to 17 as well?
Yep, everybody sets them to 17.
So there's one time at band camp, we went into a dark cave that had lush, moist vegetation, such as this. We did not have a tiefling to keep the mosquitoes away. So mosquitoes got all up in the vaginas and the penises, and we were bitten to hell, and we came out looking like pincushions, but we made it through, everybody. And just like I know we'll make it through this.
I crawled up your winky.
Crawled right up our winkies.
Oh.
That's how bad the mosquitoes were. They were biting everything. Just everything. So there's your
And just like that, the mosquitoes of this swamp have become that much more terrifying.
There you go.
Right.
You are in awe, and I've inspired you to 17 extra hit points.
17 extra hit points with which to protect your privates from the mosquitoes.
That's right. So we got a tiefling this time, so that's keeping them at bay a little bit.
Like natural off.
That's right.
You
That
just-
smoky aura, the exact opposite of my slightly glowing one.
Took that smoky eye look to a whole nother level.
That's right.
You just exude citronella.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, mist citronella naturally just exudes from my natural body.
All right. I believe we're ready to proceed into the cave.
All right. Is there any particular order you would like to go into the cave?
We probably need our monster man up front. So
I'm
probably-
pretty big and strong. I'll lead the way.
So we got, I think Tooney's probably up front, probably Lumi backing him up with a little bit of sorcery, and then probably myself, and then we'll have Demeter following us up.
All right. As you walk into the cave, fortunately, you have your light sources because it is quite dark in here. There are some small bioluminescent mushrooms around. So you do have faint bits of light here and there, but nothing like the miniature sun that you have been given is putting off.
I'm gonna
You
whisper,
walk
"Don't
forward.
touch the drops."
You walk forward for about 5-10 minutes. Everywhere along the way, there are roots constantly sticking out of the wall, out of the ceiling. It seems like this place has been here forever. Eventually, you get to the point where you hit a dead end and it branches left or right.
Boy, I wonder which way we should proceed.
Right is always the way.
I'm gonna look up towards the ceiling and see if I can see any bats hanging anywhere.
All right, make me a perception check. What did you roll, Meter?
23, nat 20.
Yeah, you look up directly above you, look down both hallways. There are bats down each hallway on the ceilings, probably a good 30 feet away from you in either direction.
Can I use my dancing lights to send one down each
I'll do that
pathway?
yet. So I'm going to look down to where whichever direction has bats closer to me and look up at them and go, squeak, squeaker, squeak, squeakerton, squeak, squeakity, squeak, squeak, squeaker. And ask the bat what's down the tunnel ahead of them.
To your right, one of the bats looks over, like upside down, looks over at you, and just like, yeah, man, there's just more pathways and stuff down this way. And when you look over to the left, there's another bat hanging there. He's like, well, there's a room pretty close by, and then really big circle, and another room, and then more big circle.
Squeakity squeak, squeakity squeaky. Thank you, gentlemen. I'm gonna let these guys know that there's just a lot of mazes down one side, but there's rooms down the other.
Well, I think rooms are probably our best bet for running into treasure or other
Not
no
ambush.
goodness that we could get ourselves up to. So I'm going to cast my vote for heading to the left.
What happens if I've been picking up these mushrooms this whole while?
You have a pocket full of glowing mushrooms.
All right. I have a pocket full of glowing mushrooms. What you know about that, bitches?
Could come in handy.
I'm with Dustin. I think we should head left.
Lumi, do you want to head to the left, or you just want to go on the endless path?
I'm just here to collect everything shiny.
That's fair. So I believe we're heading to the left. Before we do that, I need to roll a perception check for traps. I'm going to look for traps really quick down the left-hand path. I rolled a 2. That doesn't help me at all.
Yeah, you look down the left, and you're scanning around for traps, and then you see one of the bats take off and start flying down that hallway, and you look up at the bat real quick and watch it fly down the hallway, and that was a cool bat. You forgot what you were looking for before.
This actually sounds like something that would happen to him, really. So as far as I'm concerned, follow that bat.
No traps anywhere down. You're good.
Follow that bat.
Onward we go.
All right.
Come on, Meter, let's go.
I'm now reaching for Tooney's hand so I can hold his hand and we can
think
skip
that-
down
yeah.
the alley.
I'm pretty sure my character thought that bat had something shiny in its little clutches, so I'm interested in following that bat and seeing where this.
Yeah. One of his
shiny
legs
object-
did appear to have something shiny around it.
Mhm.
Lumi, maybe not eat those mushrooms. I don't know.
I do what I want.
That's fair.
All right, yeah, you guys head down the left hallway. You walk for about 5 minutes. Are you still in the same marching order? Tooney going first, and then
Yes. Toonie, then Lumi, then me, then Meter.
all right. You're walking down the hallway, and after about 5 minutes, you hear a really odd grinding sound, like stone on stone. And Tooney, you look down, and the floor panel you're stepping on is going down. I need Lumi and Tooney to make dexterity saving throws.
Toonie gets a 9. Toonie the Barbarian.
I got a 2.
All right. Tooney, you have a barbarian feature that gives you advantage on dex saves against things that you can see coming. You would be able to see this coming, so you can roll it again and take the higher of the two.
9 is my highest.
Okay. Tooney, you look down and you see the floor panel sinking underneath you, and then you look up and just a blur very quickly approaching to your body. A large, almost what looks like a concrete block attached to a chain falls out of the ceiling and hits you in the chest. Make me a strength save. I'm going to see if you can catch this thing and keep it from knocking you backwards.
All right, Tooney, it's all on you.
I roll a 6.
With your bonus, that still comes out to a 15. So you're good. It swings down and hits you, and you just kind of grin and bear it. It makes you slide a little bit, but you manage to stop it from going through you and into Lumi. So you do take 3 points of bludgeoning damage from it hitting you, but you do stop it from hitting anyone else.
All right, I got this, guys.
This is where that lucky 18 roll comes in.
Oh, here it comes. I got it. No, this isn't so bad. That chain kind of left a mark on my back, but I got the block and I dropped the block out of the way.
Yeah, you guys all just watch this giant stone block hit Toonie and him just be like, ugh, and then just stop it cold.
I'm just picturing Toonie just standing there like, ha
Too many crickets.
ha. I gave you some extra HP at the start. All right.
Can we tell if there are any more chains up near where that one came swinging from?
Make me a perception check.
Are we
17.
supposed to see the map on roll 20 yet?
No. This is theater of the mind. It's use your imagination.
Oh,
Meter gets a 17.
Okay, yeah. No, you look up and look around. It only looks, you can only see anywhere where one chain would hook up. The rest of the way, you still see some like tree roots and stuff hanging out of the ceiling, but actual things attached to them anywhere, you don't see any. At least not in the close by vicinity.
Okay.
how many times can I summon an animal? Didn't you say I can have a retrieving animal?
Yeah, you can throw one of your fur balls out of your fuzzy bag and summon
Okay.
summon an animal,
I would
and
like
it
to
lasts
summon.
until either it dies or dawn.
I would like to summon an animal.
All right, roll me I believe that's a D8.
I got a 4.
4 for you is an axe beak. You throw a ball of fur down on the ground, and then all of a sudden it just poofs into a 6-foot tall bipedal velociraptor looking bird
Holy
that
hell.
has a beak that's edged vertically, and it just looks around and then looks back at you and then walks over to you and kind of like nuzzles up to you some.
Piss off, ghost.
Going for your mushrooms, Loomy. Be careful.
Luckily, you can get some of those luminescent mushrooms.
Ooh, my fucking mushrooms, I'm not sharing.
Oh.
All right. What can I do with this trusty bird?
You can ask it to do pretty much anything you want. It's just a matter of will it be able to do it.
All right. I'm just going to have the bird follow alongside of us. You guys let me know if I need to send it before us.
I was going to say, why don't you send that thing out just a little bit ahead of us so that they can scout ahead.
All right. Scouting bird, go, go.
All right.
I'm going to whistle and
Yeah,
bird,
yeah.
may not be ever in your favor, and then just hold up my fingers like this.
Scout to honor.
Yeah, it looks at all of you and then looks back down the hallway and then just starts to T-Rex walk its way down the hallway.
Follow the velociraptor.
You guys keep walking down the hallway. You go for about another 5 minutes and you hit another branch off. This one you can either continue going straight forward or you can go left.
I'm looking for more bats.
Make me a perception check.
Already rolled. 13.
You look around, you don't see any bats immediately by this time. There are still some back the way you came from, but they're pretty good way back. It faintly sounds like you hear squirrels or some small rodent-like creature coming down the left path, or coming from the left path, rather.
It sounds like Zippy back there.
Right?
Friends, I asked my friends, should I use my dancing light balls yet?
You're just dying to use these dancing light balls to go see down the hallway of zippiness.
Am I only allowed to use it a couple of times?
It's a cantrip. You can use it over and over again.
Go crazy with it.
Oh,
Now, you could
Alright.
effectively do rave lighting walking around people if you wanted to.
all right, I'm going to use my cantrip.
All right. 4 little globbles of light pop up around you, and you can move them around. Where are you going to send them down the hallway to the left or straight ahead?
Wherever
hallway to
that
the left
sound
is fine.
came from. I want to know where the sound was.
You move them down the hallway to the left. They don't go far enough to the point where you can see the creatures, but way towards near the end of the range of the spell, you do start to see something that looks kind of like grass forming on the ground in that direction.
Okay, I'm gonna check for traps.
Perception check.
Another 2. I've gotten
Uh,
I've gotten distracted by
yeah.
Lumi's dancing balls of light down there by the grass, and I'm heavily suggesting to my friends that we go check and see about this, about all these shiny little things. You know, with all this wisdom, I'm making really dumb decisions at this point of the game.
It's
But
how it goes sometimes.
it is. I'm suggesting that we go down there and we check this grass out because, I mean, it could be special different types of grass. And I know my tiefling friend that I should be natural enemies with, but somehow we are best friends during this adventure. I know he's interested in grass, so we should go check this out.
Well, I know birds pull worms out of grass, so maybe we should send Lumi's bird down there.
So we're rolling the dice of animal cruelty and sending it down the unknown path.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Can I gust of wind anything that comes at my bird? It's another cantrip.
You would have to be really close to your bird to do that. The gust of wind loses its effect over long distances.
It's a
What does
close
my
range.
shape water do?
If you find water, you can either freeze it, change the direction it flows, change if it's clear or dirty, change the color of it, make it into shapes.
This is a moist cave, guys. I have the ability to manipulate water. What do you guys think I should do?
Send the bird.
Send the bird.
All right, sending forth bird.
All right, the bird looks back at you and kind of nods a little bit, and then starts
You fucking
T-Rex
kill
trotting
my
its
bird,
way
I will
down.
come in there and shoot you in the foot.
It starts T-Rex trotting its way down the hallway.
Hopefully my bird can sense danger.
Here's
If
that
you kill my
dice.
bird, I swear to God, I'm coming after you.
Here's the dice of
Okay,
animal
yeah.
cruelty we were
It gets
just
to
talking
a
about.
it gets to a certain point, and then kind of looks down at the ground, and then looks back at all of you, and just squawks at you.
All
What
right.
is-
I'm gonna go up and investigate that panel. Do another perception check here.
Wait,
Hang on. I want to ask the bird. Like, I need to know what the bird squawks because I have speech of the woods, so I should understand it.
oh, can you talk to any beasts?
Yeah. Any beast's noises,
yeah.
noises, motions, and mannerisms can be deciphered by me, and they can understand me as if I'm speaking their native language.
All right. Everyone else hears a squawk, and you basically, like, it squawks at you, and you understand that bird is saying something on the ground up here.
So I'm going to tell them that we need to be careful because there's something wrong with the ground in front of the bird. That's why it stopped.
What were you rolling for, Fresh?
I was checking that panel for traps.
What'd you get this time?
18.
You do see something that, like, very, very faintly can see running across in front of where the bird stopped. It looks like there's some kind of wire running across above the floor.
Okay.
Can I shape water and form an icicle onto the wire to see what happens?
To trip it?
Yeah.
Do you want to request your bird to come back towards you some before you do so?
That sounds like a good idea,
She
Lumi.
says, "Fuck it, I got a bag full of these things."
I got more of them, screw it.
Well, no,
Or
Meter's
crazy
shaking
bird.
his head, so I'm asking you guys as a team. I'm just trying to be helpful.
Generally,
I don't think
when there's a trip wire,
now that we know
avoid
that
trip.
wire's there, I don't think we need to do anything like that. I think we all just carefully step over the wire.
Yeah. The good thing to do with tripwires is not trip them.
Okay, I guess we're all stepping over it.
All right.
Is it bright enough in here for everyone to see?
Well, we've
I still got my strobe lights.
we still got our mini
Yeah,
suns.
you've got rave lighting. In addition to each of you have your own personal mini sun, so yes, you can see quite well.
Good. Oh, now I see it. I can see the gleam of the wire.
There you go.
Yeah, you guys walk up, and Pre-Ash points the wire out to you, and is like, "Yeah, that's what the bird was stopping for." And yeah, you guys can see the wire. It's not too difficult to step over it. It's not like waist high or anything like that. So you can step over it and continue on towards the critter sounds.
Excellent. Let's head on. Let's head on towards this cave. Let's continue down the cave of zippiness here.
I'm going to compliment the bird on its good trap sensing.
Or me
It just
for
nods
summoning
at you
my
like,
bird.
yeah. Yeah, it just nods at you and squawks at you, and you understand that bird's like, yeah, I got this.
Fuck yeah. Beast speech.
Are you all going to go ahead down this time, or are you going to send the bird again down the remainder of the hallway?
He's so good at finding the last trap. I guess we're sending him forth.
All right. He T-Rex hobbles along and looks down, looks all around him while he's moving along, and he kind of goes a little bit out of your vision range, and gets to a certain point, and then you hear another squawk coming down the pathway. Meter, you understand that's bird for all clear.
We're good to go, you guys.
All right, off we go into towards the squirrely sounds.
I am now molesting you guys with my dancing lights.
Why I float away from the group slightly.
Get that mushroom out of my butt, Lumi.
Take it, Toonie. Take it.
Toonie the Barbarian's a man like no other. If anybody can take a mushroom to the butt, it's going to be Toonie the Barbarian.
It's true.
Takes a high quality mushroom to get through Toonie. But yeah, you guys walk down the hallway, and you do eventually start getting to the point where the floor starts to soften up rather than like the dirt and gravel that it's been previously. It starts to turn into grass, and you can faintly see some light ahead of you, and it looks kind of almost like another cave opening that's going into somewhere that there's a source of light in that room.
I'm just going to kind of glance around the room real quick, see if there's anything that I should be, anything that catches my attention.
Make me another perception check.
Got it. 7.
Ending.
7?
Yeah.
You're looking around. This is pretty much just, it's grass, and there's a few like swamp flowers hopping up out of the ground, but there are trees, and it looks like there's a break in the ceiling where the trees have grown up and have busted part of the ceiling out. You can see a little bit of rubble on the ground next to the trees. Other than that, you think that you might faintly see something. A few of the trees have like knots, like the holes in them, like owls would hang out in. And you see something in the tree, but you have no idea what it is.
I think I certainly need to investigate that. I'd like to request Lumi's permission to send the axe bird up towards this opening in the tree, so that we can see if see if he can give us the good word on what it is.
Okay, you may. I will then inform my bird to go forth and inspect.
Right. Excellent. So we're sending the bird off towards the mysterious object in the knothole. So rolling the die of animal cruelty yet again.
Yeah, he saunters over to the tree and kind of looks up a little bit. The tree is bigger than you thought. Like the perception that you have of the tree in this room is a little bit, it's almost like an optical illusion. The tree is bigger than you originally thought it was. The hole is too high up for the bird to actually see. It's trying to look up into it and tries to stand up on its toes, but it's still got like another 5 feet to go before it's going to be able to get in.
Wingardium Leviosa!
Gonna levitate your bird.
Yes, I am.
Is that a
All right. Mark off a casting of levitate.
All right.
So yeah, you cast levitate on your axe beak, and your axe beak starts floating up and freaks completely the fuck out. Like it's just like, what's going on? What's happening to me? And starts flailing around trying to figure out why it suddenly lost its purchase on the ground.
I'm gonna look to our treefling friend here to give our expert a quick, brief explanation and tell it to look in the hole. Look in the hole. What's in the box, if you will?
So I'm going to audibly deep sigh and then look over at the bird and explain to it that while its owner might be misguided, it's trying to get it a better view through the hole so we can see what's up there. It will be okay.
Okay, it kind of calms down. It's flailing a little bit, but it still kind of leans to one side, and because it's just floating there and in effectively negative gravity right now, it just starts kind of like rotating a little bit. But it does get to the point where it goes up high enough and it looks in the hole, and it's kind of just rotating past the hole, and you see it like trying to keep its neck to where it could see in the hole. And it turns around towards you and still like just rotating in place, just squawks at you. And that squawk is basically like some kind of animal and a bottle.
I have a hand ability that can travel up to 30 feet and pick things up.
It's true, you do have mage hand.
Probably put the bird down first.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I need to put the bird down first.
Anti-Wingardium Leviosa.
Alright, so you're gonna cancel the spell?
Yes.
Alright, you guys see the bird go from being a good 10 feet up into the air to just instantly plummeting to the ground.
No, I said Anti-Wingardium Leviosa.
Okay, so you're gonna lower it, not cancel the spell yet. Okay. Yeah, okay, so the bird, while it's rotating, gently floats down, and it does eventually get to the point where it's kind of like stretching its feet to try to put them on the ground. And it does get its feet back on the ground, and when you turn the spell off, it kind of like wobbles back to being standing up straight and just goes to looking around, walks over in a corner and starts digging worms and whatnot out of the ground to snack on while you guys are doing your thing.
I'm going to give him a mushroom and pat him for being so good. You're so
I'm gonna give him one of the bioluminescent mushrooms.
Yes, maybe he'll glow one day.
All right, yeah, he happily gobbles it down.
All right.
All right, mage hand.
I'm thinking we send Toonie the Barbarian with her, just in case.
Wait, could we get Meter to call forth the animal that's inside the hole?
We don't know what kind of animal that is. That thing might wake up pissed. Maybe we should try and sneak the bottle out of there before we wake it up.
Okay.
We should probably actually get eyes on it before we start reaching up and grabbing stuff.
It's true. We
Okay.
probably should know what it is.
Could I use my magic rope to tie a knot in the tree trunk above the hole and get a better look?
You certainly can. Yeah, you guys watch Toonie just pull this rope out of his bag and hold it up and just like talks to the rope a little bit, and then one end of the rope just shoots over to the tree and starts wrapping around it and ties itself off above the hole in the tree.
I think I need about 5 knots in there so I can hoist myself up about
Yep.
8 feet and take a look in this hole.
It ties knots, just magically ties knots in itself and awaits your climbing.
Okay, Lumi, let me see what's in that hole. See if it's okay to grab for you to reach in there.
Still feel like I should be the one. I have the thief skills here. Does that mean I'm better to grab shit without disturbing the animal?
Yes, if you were going to try to get it without disturbing things, you would probably be better at that.
It's up to you guys, whatever you think.
What do you think, Dustin? Do we risk Lumi's hand?
Well, it's a mage hand. I control a hand.
It's literally just a ghost hand, but we need to know what the object is and what the animal is and why the animal is next to the object before we start monkeying with stuff.
So then I could scope it out better with my stealth skills. I can use Toonie's rope.
There you
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go sneak up and see what it is with my stealthy skills.
All right, make me a stealth check.
I got a 10.
You walk over to the tree, you grab onto the rope, and start trying to sneakily climb up the tree. You do hit a couple of spots where you hit rough spots in the wood, and it kind of, the tree kind of like bark breaks off of it and things like that. But it doesn't make a whole lot of noise, and it doesn't seem like whatever is in the tree has noticed you. So you keep climbing up, and when you get up to the hole, do you like look into the hole, or are you going to try to stop below the hole?
Lumi, maybe stop below the hole and get your crazy invisible hand in there.
Can I like peek into the hole in a non-obvious way, still being stealthy?
Yeah, that'll be part of your stealth check.
Okay.
Yeah, you peek into the hole and you see a bottle full of a purple liquid resting on effectively a bed of squirrels. There's like probably a good 20-30 squirrels in this bad boy.
All right. I think if it's up to, if you guys are okay with it, I think I should crawl back down and use Mage Hand to collect it.
Sounds like a plan.
Get as far away from those feisty foxfeet in case my Mage Hand wakes them up.
Yeah, you get about 30 feet back from the tree and use your mage hand. Make a sleight of hand to see if you can get the bottle without disturbing the squirrels.
21.
Yeah, what you got?
Yeah, you mage hand goes in and just half a second later floats back out with a bottle. You don't hear the sound of an army of tiny nut hunters coming after you.
Fucking nut hunters. Hunters.
In your face, Zippy. In your face.
Thanks for saving my nuts, Lumi.
All right. This Mage Hand, I believe, can do other things with this vial. What do we do with this vial now that we have it, friends?
I think we should investigate it and see if we can figure out what it is. So I believe that would be another perception check.
Perception is to see the bottle. To figure out what's in it would either be an investigation or an arcana.
So
Let's see, I have +8 Arcana.
yeah, you roll if you've got +8.
Okay. 23.
Yeah, you have the mage hand swirl the liquid around for you, pop the cork off, you sniff it. As far as you can tell, it smells faintly of wet squirrel.
Squirrel ejaculation on it.
Well, it smells like faintly of wet squirrel inside the bottle, not outside the bottle.
We got a collection of jizz, guys.
You do know it's some kind of magic. The potion has some kind of magical effect. You don't know exactly what it would do, but given that it smells faintly of squirrels, it's probably related to squirrels.
Okay. Might be something handy for later.
Is that the magical zippy lumbus bread recipe?
Could be. Could be the potion of slightly roasted squirrel jizz. Might be handy to throw at something later. It's always
I agree.
It's always a master plan. If you have a mystery potion, just keep it aside to throw at something later.
So we were just putting this in our bag of holding.
Yeah, I say we just put it in the bag of holding for now. And since we've avoided the army of nut hunters, I say we don't press our luck, and we press our luck further as we go ahead. Actually, this is a relatively safe room, correct? Like
Yes. As far as you know, it's a relatively safe room. The only thing you've seen or heard of so far in this room, it's just empty room full of fairly soft grass, trees, and sleeping squirrels at the moment.
Okay, so I'm going to recommend everybody for a short rest, so we can heal Tooney up a little bit from his run-in with the concrete block, and have everybody get themselves another 17 hit points.
Sweet.
With another awe-inspiring speech by Fresh Oak 3 about the time that once again I was at band camp, and we ran into this nut hole full of squirrels. And I'll tell you what. Sometimes you come out of the hole, and sometimes you leave a piece of yourself in that hole.
How far away from that tree are we?
30
If you were
feet.
standing at mage hand distance, about 30 feet.
So there's our inspiring speech, so everybody can add themselves another temporary 17 hit points for my feet.
Alright.
Yeah, you guys, a short rest does take an hour to do. So you do finish your short rest, your small having a speech and a snack time, as it were. At the end of that hour, whenever you're getting up, stretching, getting your legs warmed up, ready to continue on, you do hear sounds of stirring, like movement starting to come from that tree hole.
Okay, so everybody got their extra 17 hit points?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I say we start getting the fudge out of Dodge while the army of nut nibblers is still a little bit sleepy. So I say we get to hauling.
Lumi is very disappointed because while you guys were stretching, she was inching towards the tree with her stick to go whack it. But you guys caught her, so she will get the fuck out with you guys.
Come with me if you want to live. Those are not regular squirrels, Lumi, and we stole their squirrel jizz, so we probably need to get the hell out of here.
Shucks.
All right, so I believe we'll send Axe Face again ahead of us, and then we'll proceed in the same formation.
This time when you go to talk to the bird to ask it what to do, when it looks at you, it's kind of like wobbling back and forth a little bit, and its eyes are extremely dilated.
Oh no, it ate the mushrooms. We got a mushroom samba on our hands, everybody.
I've been eating those mushrooms. It's not the mushrooms. It's perfectly fine.
Oh, you've been eating the mushrooms too? If you've been eating the mushrooms, I'm gonna need a Constitution saving throw from you. I thought you just put them in your pocket.
You're at 28.
Okay, yeah, when you ate the mushrooms, you noticed you started feeling a little bit fuzzy, like you started feeling kind of odd, but you just kind of shook it off, and you seem like you're okay. You're probably fine. Your bird, however, did not seem to avoid the effect quite as well as you did, though.
What can I do to save my bird?
Make me a medicine check.
18.
He definitely looks like he's just eat some kind of strong hallucinogenic. You could probably you can fix him with time, healing magic, or maybe you could use some form of dispel effect on him, but the time or healing magic would be much more of a safer bet.
I look back at you guys and I inform you how good this bird has been to us thus far, and you better find some way to fix my fucking bird.
Oh, let me look at my cantrips.
Yeah,
I have limited magic in my bag.
yeah. The bird's just kind of like standing around wide-eyed, staring around, squawking. Meter, you basically hear the bird being like, "The grass is moving, man."
Tell Lumi, your bird's freaking out, and if he becomes a zombie, I'm putting it the fuck down.
Not fucking touching my bird or I'll put you down, bitch.
To use one of my lesser restorations on it.
You walk over to him and put your hand on him and let the healing magic flow into his body, and his eyes start to go back, contract back down to normal
Lucky.
size. Shakes his head a little bit and seems like he's doing a lot better.
He's just enjoying the vibe now.
I snatch the bird by the face. I look at him really intensely and say, "You've been a good battle companion thus far. You've lucked out." I release the bird.
Lumi,
Oh.
don't you have more birds in your bag?
This one's priceless, Toonie.
Okay, I'm just asking if you have
I
more.
like this one. But yeah, when you re-explain to him what you wanted him to do, he turns around and starts moseying back down the hallway. Fortunately, he does remember the trap that you guys passed on your way in, so he steps over it and looks down at it, as if to remind you all about the trap. This was just like a small grove. There was nowhere else to go other than back the way you came.
Perfect. I'm gonna refill real quick.
Came all this way for some squirrel jizz potion. Crazy.
Love Jizz. Ah, Seaman.
All right, you guys head back down the hallway. Manage to avoid the tripwire that you previously left untouched, and get back to the original hallway you were on. So you can either now go left and continue on the path you were on before, or go right and head back the direction you originally came from.
I say we go left and continue on the path we were on.
I agree, Dustin.
All right. I believe we are heading down the path further. Probably need to check for traps. So I'll go ahead and do a perception check again. 5, follow the shiny back.
Yeah, you sit there and you look down the hallway to the left, and just out of the corner of your eye, you're like, it's that bat again. He's still going.
He's still got that shiny thing. Follow the bat, everybody. So send our trusty axe face further down the hall, and we will proceed slowly along with him.
All right, you watch the axe beak traverse down the hallway. It walks for probably a good 6-7 minutes, and it hits a certain point, and then it starts kind of looking down at the ground. Then you see him walking, and then all of a sudden one of his feet just goes out from under him, and he just hits the ground. Sits there and kind of stumbles around for a second, stands back up, and then his feet slip out from under him and he hits the ground again.
Interesting. So I'm going to get a little bit closer to where he's at. I'm going to do another perception check and see if I can make out what's causing him to lose his feet from underneath him. And I got 11 this time.
You get up to the point where you're about 10 feet away from him, and you can see a sheen on the floor, but you can't really tell what it is. It's a little bit of a thicker layer on the floor that's got some shine to it, but just off the top of your head, you're not sure what it is.
So could be ice, could be oil, could be something along those lines. Let's see. I'm going to check in with Demeter and see if he can get the bird to tell us what's going on.
I'm going to ask the bird if he's having trouble standing or if the ground won't let him stand.
Yeah, he's still in the process of getting up and repeatedly falling down, and he just squawks back at you, and you gather that he's just like, this floor is slick, man.
So there's something on the floor up ahead.
Thank you for the insight.
Can I do anything to it while it's slick?
You can certainly attempt to. What would you like to try to do?
I don't know. I don't know what I can do.
What are your cantrips?
Dancing Light, Firebolt, Gust, Mage Hand, Message, and Shape Water. Could I gust him across the slick floor? Can we tell him to sit tight?
That is most certainly an option to try, yes.
I was going to attempt to slide across the floor on my side, but, doing it to the bird sounds like a way better idea.
And do we know if there's any further traps before we send Bird down? Because we do love this bird.
Make me a perception check.
I only got a 6.
Yeah, you kind of squint and look down the hallway. You don't immediately see anything else.
All right, I am going to blow a small gust, 2-inch bird forthward.
Yeah, he stops flailing around when he kind of gets what you're going to try to do, and he just sits there. And you use gust on him, and he just starts slowly drifting away from you, sliding across the floor.
He's still under the effects of this mushroom, so he's having a blast. He's woo!
He slides about 20 feet, and then you hear a squawk, and then you see the floor cave in, and he just disappears.
Hopefully he's a flight bird.
Axe beaks are not notorious for being able to fly. They are ground mounts.
Fuck, can I levitate him then?
You'd have to get to where he's at to see him to do it, because you can't see him. He disappeared from your vision.
All right, Lumi, the unruly, goes running off after her bird.
I would like to suggest that Toonie use his rope to wrap around Lumi the Unruly, so that we can control her when she goes flying off the edge.
Okay, I got my rope out. I'm tying it onto Lumi, and I'm tying
Hurry
it
the
around my
fuck
waist.
up, I'm trying to go save my fucking bird!
Well, he can magically tie it around you. Like, he can have the rope just jump to you and tie off. So if you wanted to just
Okay.
take off and, like, slide down the hallway, he could just have it intercept you and tie off, like, while you're mid-slide.
All right, that's what I'm doing. I'm approaching the bird.
The Mission Impossible style, just sliding away and having a rope tied to you.
That's right.
You get to the point where your bird disappeared, and then you too slide over the edge, unless you want to try to stop yourself.
Between myself, Toonie, and Demeter, do we have enough strength?
Oh,
to
you
stop
definitely
this
have the
slide?
ability to stop her.
Yeah, let's.
She's not that heavy.
She's going balls deep. You're not fucking stopping this bitch.
Oh, Lumi.
Well, she's not going to try to stop then. You guys can still keep her from falling a
Yeah.
very far distance, but
Yep.
she'll go. You slide over the edge, and then about 15 feet down, you see your bird just standing, looking up at you.
Are there any other passages out of the hole?
I give no fucks. I'm here with bird.
Well, I can't see, so Lumi would have to look.
All right. I am releasing of the rope now that I am next to Bird Friend, and I am using dancing lights.
Well, you can just have them lower you down. You would have to untie yourself from the rope if you wanted to actually
Okay,
get down, like,
fine.
all the way to the bottom of the hole.
They lowered me, and I'm using dancing lights. Plus, we have Fresh's light.
You
What do I
smart,
see?
There is a very small hole down here in the bottom of this much larger hole that does look like someone could crawl through it. You guys could probably all army crawl your way through this hole, but there's no way the bird is making it through.
No bird left
But
behind again.
the path did continue going beyond this pit. This pit was not like the end of the hallway. It does keep going past this pit.
All right, can I levitate? Can Meter relax my bird, and I levitate it back up and have it go forth down the hallway again?
To be fair, I'm 6 foot tall, 300 pounds. So if the bird can't fit through the hole, I probably can't either.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Can we have Lumi levitate her bird up and over so that she,
Yeah, you've
so-
levitated the bird
on other
once
side?
before, so now it's not as apprehensive about having it done. It was just that initial shock of why am I floating bothered it before, but this time it seems like it's kind of like, okay, I get what's going on this time. I'm ready.
We
And,
have a bond. I won't let anything bad happen to my bird.
Yeah, you levitate him up, and you can drop him off on the other side of the pit.
That's what I do. I am now there next to my bird. I have levitated myself. Can I levitate myself back? No, wait, I guess you guys pulled me back up.
Can we have Toonie's rope latch onto something on the other side and pull ourselves across? Is there anything to tie off on the other side?
I think Meter's got something. He looks ready.
How wide is the hole?
Probably about 5 feet.
So I'm going to take my immovable rod and put it right down in the middle and click the button on the end, and it's going to lock into place. And it can hold 8,000 pounds. Walk across the rod.
All right. If you're going to walk across the rod, I'm going to need an acrobatics check from you to see if you can keep your balance while you're on it. Because the stuff you are walking.
Right above it to help.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so anyone that walks across the rod, this stuff on the floor, now that you've got a little bit more close up to it, was grease. So you are going to have grease on the bottom of your feet. So you're going to have to make an acrobatics check to walk across this rod and see if you can make it.
Acrobatics.
Made it as easy as I can for you guys.
Worst case scenario.
If meter floats above you and helps you keep your balance, you can have advantage on it.
Yeah.
I still
So
got
roll
I still
twice
rolled
and take the higher number.
You rolled what?
a 1.
Yeah, you guys. You guys see.
I'm in the pit for sure.
Yeah, you guys see Free Ash start to walk across the rod, and he like has a hard time getting up, like keeping his balance to get onto the rod to begin with. And he takes one step on the rod, and Meter, you're like, "Oh man, I got you. We'll make it across." And right before you get to him, he just ass over tea kettle, just straight down in the hole. Free Ash, when you hit the bottom of the hole, you take 3 bludgeoning damage.
3 bludgeoning damage, of course.
So anyone else that wants to walk across the rod need acrobatics checks.
Literally put a rod across the hole. I'm floating above the fucking rod to help you walk fresh tea kettles over the edge.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to make it across and see if I can make it. I have acrobatics +3.
So roll twice and take the better number.
Meanwhile, Lumi's just sitting back, evilly laughing,
Oh, I bet.
investigating all of the moisture that may or may not be on the walls.
Okay, it's not letting me do that. It says customize.
I can roll a die for you, Tooney.
Okay.
You got a 15.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, literally what
Yeah.
he just rolled too.
Yeah. You're fine. You like kind of slip a little bit, but with Meter helping you across the hole, like helping you keep your balance, you don't ever completely lose it to the point where you just hit the pit. So you do make it across.
So now that you've done that, can you lower your rope and help me up?
I got you, Freshie. Coming down to get you.
All right.
Come on up on the good side.
And then Lumia, you need
Always on the
the
good
acrobatics too.
I'm an ASMR. I'm always on the good side.
I'm investigating this cave. It is moisture, you said, right? Like there's moisture in the cave?
Yeah, no, it's definitely even just because it's so hot outside and so cold in this cave, there's like moisture from condensation and stuff everywhere.
All right. I'm going to use shape water and turn it into an ice bridge.
You could probably get enough moisture off the wall to where you could make a little like ice path over the pit, but that ice path's only probably going to be maybe 2 or 3 inches wide. So you'll still have to make an acrobatics check to try to keep your balance when you're pushed up against the wall and going across it.
Well, since I can control water, can I just make a little disc and hop on it and just go forth as if I am Magneto on a little metal plate?
That's more of a function of what your levitate would do than what shape water would do. You could make a disc and then levitate the disc, but at that point you might as well just levitate yourself.
Fine. I only rolled the 1 acrobatics, so.
Did you roll it with advantage? So you get to roll twice and take the higher of the 2.
Okay. 7.
Okay. Yeah, you're going across as well, and you do lose your balance and start to fall, but you fall close enough to the edge that Meter gives you kind of a little bit of like a shoulder check, and he's big enough that you make it to the other side. You're just on the ground and you slide across it a little bit because you just got checked by a very big person.
We got you, Lumi. Come on over to the good side.
That's right. Conor McGregor shoulder check.
Tiefling McGregor.
All right. So we've all made it across the pit now.
So I'm gonna unclick the rod, twirl it back between my fingers like a pen.
Ahead of you, probably a good maybe 40 feet down the hallway. Once again, the hallway continues to go straight and kind of curves slightly to the right, or there's a branch off that goes to the left.
All right. Does Meter have his bat scouts?
So I'm checking right now. That's a 19.
Yeah, you do at the intersection between where it branches left and keeps going. There is one bat that's kind of just hanging out at the corner of that.
It's the asshole with the shiny thing.
It is actually. You do notice that bat has something shiny hanging around one of its feet.
I knew it was him.
I'm gonna ask that bat what's going on with its foot.
It looks at you and then looks at its foot and it's just like, I just found this laying around, man. Thought it looked cool, so I put it on.
Does it do anything sweet?
He's like, makes me look like a badass.
Damn right it does.
That's right.
Is there anything cool around here worth looking at?
He's like, this pathway right here doesn't really go anywhere. There's like a cave in back here years ago. It just goes to cave in. You might be able to climb up through it. It went up further, but probably ain't even worth it, man. Or you can go keep going down the hallway. Just keep in mind, if you go to the right, when you keep going down the hallway, it gets a little bit windy down that way. He's like, other than that, I usually just hang around right here between here and the entrance. I don't usually go too much further back.
I don't blame you. It doesn't seem like it's much trouble. Thank you, Bat.
Don't tell that Bat Meter, but it looks more like a wine charm to me. I wouldn't call it badass.
Oh, don't press your luck with the shiny bat.
How it starts. So, you're walking down cave walls for no reason.
Talking trash. Next thing you know, that thing's dropping bricks on your head. Taking one impact damage every turn to me.
I think grease is like iguana on your shoe.
That's right. Yeah, we are all covered with guano right now. So
You guys are. So I'm gonna let them know what the bat said. Recommend that we either try and climb up and out of the avalanche or keep on walking down the other way.
I'm gonna have a group vote here. Do we want to go into the windy section of the cave, or do we want to try and climb up and out through the ruins / cave?
Maybe go down the windy path.
You want to go down the windy path?
Windy section generally means there's either a way out or there's some shit down there we need to investigate.
Windy. How about you, Lumi?
I can stop the wind, can't I?
When I was asking you what spells you wanted to take, you did take control wind, so
Yeah, you've got control wind. Let's get down there.
Hell yeah.
We got an advantage. That's right. Unruly Lumi with the badassness. All right, let's head down towards the wind. Let's do a perception check for traps down that path, though. Roll. I got an 8.
yeah, I mean, that you finally found him. That bat with the shiny leg is right there, man.
Ah, there he is. All right. Down the wind path where the bat told us to go.
Yeah, you walk forward for about another 10 minutes, and you can start hearing wind fairly faintly, but then as you keep walking, it just gets continually louder as you're getting closer to it. When you hit the point where you can kind of see an opening, it's hard for you to hear. The wind's strong enough that it's affecting your hearing, and also it's starting to like push on you a little bit.
Can we see where the wind is coming from?
Directly in front of you. If you would have to go up into the entrance of the room, just in this hallway. Some of the excess wind is traveling down this path.
Okay.
I'll go up to the entrance. It's my turn to scout. So I'm
All
gonna
right.
go
Yeah, you
up to the entrance of the cave and see if I can see what I can see. So
you walk
Another
up to the
perception.
entrance, and the wind is blowing directly against you. So it's, at this point in time, you're probably looking at like a good 30-mile-an-hour continuous wind just straight into your chest. If you hold on to the edges and kind of like push yourself into the room a little bit, there are multiple, probably foot-wide pathways going through this room, almost like raptors. And then below you, there is a pit that looks like it drops probably about 40 feet. And give me a perception check.
Perception. 20.
At the bottom of the pit, there are 4 pedestals that have little glints of light coming off of something sitting on top of the pedestals.
Okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to get Lumi the Unruly up here so that she can control the wind. See if we can cut this wind off, or at least get it down to a pleasant breeze.
All right, doing it. What do I gotta do now?
If you walk up into the room and you want to use control wind to stop the wind, you'll have to you just click on the cast button next to the control wind.
All right, I casted it.
All right, you guys watch as Lumi walks up into the room and takes her staff that she's been carrying around with her and kind of waves it around, and wind starts coming out of the staff and counter spins with the wind that's currently in the room and slows it down to basically just like a really calm breeze. Feels kind of nice compared to what it has been in the rest of this cave.
All right.
Thank you,
Finally
Lily.
got some moving air. It's a little bit more on the fresh side rather than just being kind of stale and stanky.
All right. That's what we needed. A little fresh breeze. So now I'm going to recommend that Toonie gets his rope and we make our way to the nearest pedestal that looks like it has a
The
little.
pedestals are down in the pit, so you'll have to tie the rope off and climb down into the pit.
All right. So I believe since we're seeing possible treasures and we need to take this old man back in the town, a little bit of something besides Squirrel Jizz, I say we go for the nearest one. What do you say, Toonie?
Sounds good to me. Here goes the rope, fresh.
All right. So I said we'll make our way across these little pillars to the closest pedestal and lower rope down towards the treasure pedestal. And I will. Probably better to have the manly man Toonie make his way down the rope.
Okay, here I go.
All right, so we've lowered the rope down into the pit towards the closest of the treasure pedestals. Toonie has made his way down.
I'm down there. I see this pedestal.
Yeah, you get down to the bottom of it. The floor is a little bit damp. There's like a really thin layer of water across the floor, probably just like water that's dripped in from the ceiling at some point in time. So you land with a little bit of a sploosh. The closest pedestal to you is only about 5 feet away, and even the other ones are just basically, it's like a 4-corner situation, and they're each just about 5 feet from each other.
And I'll remind you to check for traps, Toonie.
That's what I said. Booty twaps.
Check for booty spikes, Toonie.
Okay, I'm not really sure what I'm seeing here.
You need to do
Make me a perception check.
I get an 11, and I have a +6, so 17.
All right. So you look around at all the rings and the pedestals. The pedestals are made out of what looks like a black marble, and the opening on the part that is holding the actual ring itself looks like a dragon's head, and it's holding a small silver ring. You don't see anything that really looks like it would be a trap on it, And each one of the pedestals is exactly as that one that was I just described. They're all black marble with like a dragon head and a ring resting in the dragon's mouth.
Well, what do you guys think? Should I try to get this ring? Should I retrieve this ring?
If it seems like there's no traps attached to it, I would be careful and go for it.
You know what you could do? You could get your rope and have your rope go through all 4 of the rings at once and then pull them all at once just in case. Set up everything at once if there is a trap.
All right,
Indiana
let's
Jones.
get.
I could also use my mage hand.
You said the pit's how deep? 40 feet?
40 feet.
I could get in there easy.
Your mage hand only goes 30.
No, I'm saying I could get in there.
Do we tie the rope and then have Lumi's mage hand pull on the rope? Tie the rope around all 4 rings.
Ooh,
I also
good
have
idea.
thievery skills and thievery tools, so I might be able to klepto it pretty nicely.
I like Tooney's idea.
Okay.
I get my piece of my trusty rope, and it automatically went through all 4 rings, and it's tied. They're all tied together, so I'll pull them equally.
All right, and we'll have Lumi use her mage hand.
Okay, so I'm getting out of the pit right now.
Yep. Back up. So Tooney's back up on the pillar with us. All right, we're gonna have the mage hand pull all 4 rings at once on the rope, and we'll yank them up.
All right. Yeah, the mage hand grabs onto the rope and gives it a good tug. The rings all come up to you, and about the time you have all of the rings relatively close by to you, still on the rope, you hear kind of like a sparking sound, just like a ch. And then there's
Sorry,
a
I thought I
giant
muted.
there's a giant pulse of light come from down where the pedestals are.
Oh, in the game.
And-
Sorry.
Oh yeah, and it goes up through the entirety of the room. And Lumi, the spell that you're concentrating on right now, you feel something kind of like tug at your mind, like something's trying to force its way into your head. And I need you to make me a wisdom save.
Roll them good, Lumi. Roll them good.
14.
Yes.
All right, you have a moment where it almost feels like you're losing control of your body, but you do manage to just shake it off enough that you kind of like flicker your eyes and shake your head, and you do manage to hold on to it.
Finish pulling the rings up, I guess.
Yep.
Something bad definitely tried to take over.
Yeah, they make it up the rest of the way to you. They are attached to the ropes and right in front of you.
Smart thinking, guys. I don't think I would have fared too well down in the pit.
So we've got 4 rings,
Yep.
all identical.
Yep.
I say we each get 1.
Do we inspect them?
You can.
You want to investigate Arcana again, Lumi? Investigate the rings Arcana.
All right.
So I'll have Lumi double check the rings and see what they are.
I'm using Arcana.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, 12.
When you're looking over it, you see some glyphs on them that you recognize. You recognize the glyphs themselves, but you've never seen them written out this way before, like in this order. So you're not exactly sure what they do, but it's multiple glyphs, and then there are little glowing runes that look like a gust of wind engraved on the ring, on each one of them.
These almost look elvish.
I'm on fire.
They could have been what's causing the wind, so we could have like a little bit of a wind elemental thing going on with the rings.
Actually, Meter, you can read the rings.
Nice.
Looking over it, you recognize that the language that the runes are written in is Draconic.
I can read it.
Basically, what it says across it is Wind Ward.
So I'm going to let these guys know that these are draconically engraved rings of Wind Ward, not to be trifled with.
Not to be trifled with at all. All right, I'm going to place mine in my bag of holding. since
Mine
we
as well.
got one. All right, and now I'm looking for the next. Looking for anything else around the room that we should be noticing.
I'm
Um,
sending out my dancing lights to look for anything else.
What'd you get on your perception earlier?
Another 2.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like that bat looked like it was just chilling and hanging out. Like it just was cozy where it was at. But you swear you just see it fly right past you and go down another opening further in front of you.
I mean, my 2s have been pretty good to us so far. So I go see what that bat guy's doing still, because he said that he normally doesn't come down this way. So if he's going further in, we gotta trust our bat friend, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
so
even
far.
a bat that wears a wine charm around his leg.
All right, following the bat.
All right, you guys start to walk across the rafters effectively that are in this room, and you get about halfway across the room. When you walk through, you see odd purple glows to your left and right on the walls to the in the room, and they flare up and flash really quick, and all of a sudden the wind starts to pick back up, and it picks up way stronger than it was before. I need everyone to make me a strength saving throw.
So do I have time to click the rod, the immovable rod?
In this instance, probably not, but you, as long as you've got it like relatively easily accessible on your person, you could do it after. Yeah, you could do it after you made your strength save.
Okay, I roll a 18.
I rolled
Yeah.
I rolled a 13.
Okay,
I rolled a B, but it says 21.
that's a crit. That's a natural 20. So you rolled as high as you possibly could have.
Nice, Lumi.
I got a 4.
You've got like your dice roller, your D&D Beyond dice roller is like one of those like things they put the bingo balls in that just keep flopping them around everywhere. Okay, so Toonie and Lumi, you both managed to like get down and grab on to the rafter that you're standing on top of and hold on. Meter and Free Ash, both of you get lifted up by the wind, and you are currently just being effectively tornadoed around the room.
Okay.
Is there any way I can throw a rope up and grab them?
Can I use my control wind again?
You could, yeah.
I wonder if there's something we could do with these wind rings that would counter affect this wind.
That is definitely a theory.
It is a wind ward.
Oh, so if you equip it, would it ward you from dealing with wind?
Well, me.
There's one way to find out.
Yeah, I guess it could either double the wind or counteract the wind. I would think.
We're getting tornadoed around the room right now. Picture Meter flapping his little wings and me clutching gamely to his legs.
Right now, Meter and Free Ash are thinking,
I'm just thinking
Lumi,
it's
what do you
nice.
think
to
we
not
should-
have
I
to
don't know
think.
that we're in a position to check our bag of holding right now, Timmy.
So Lumi, should we take a chance with these rings, or should we use your wind potion?
I'll use my control wind.
you recast Control Wind, and the wind calms back down. Meter and Free Ash, you are currently falling.
Wingardium Leviosa!
Oh, my falling.
Levitate and Control Wind are both concentration spells. You can only concentrate on one.
I throw my rope out, and
Yeah,
Fresh has a hold
yeah.
of Meter's leg still, so I
Yeah,
throw my
so-
rope towards Meter.
Yeah, Meter can fly. I forgot about that. So yeah, Meter's flying, and Fresh is. Let's see. Fresh, give me another
Get Fresh
strength
with the
save.
rope.
Let's see if you can. Let's see if you're strong enough to hold on with the sudden change.
That's why I was like, I don't give a fuck if the rafters fall. I'm not walking on them.
17.
Okay, yeah, you managed to hold on to Meter's leg.
That could have gone way worse. Way worse.
I could have.
So yeah, right now currently you see Meter like flapping his wings really hard, keeping him and Fresh aloft.
All right. I'm going to slip off as soon as I can because I really can't stand touching this demon spawn. But
I might catch the devil.
I
Although,
do
to be
think
fair,
when I do hit the ground, I do thank him for his help though.
with that 19 charisma, I'm like, you're damn right.
Yeah, you make it back over to the rafters, and
Let's escape
You're
the
good.
room as quickly as possible.
I'm so curious about these wind rings.
Well, right now we've managed to calm things without using them, and anything draconic you want to save for a rainy day.
I'm just
Tell
trying to
them we're
remember
wasting.
that I still have it in my bag.
Well, we also have the jar of squirrel jizz, so
That's right.
that could be a potent combination. Squirrel jizz and the draconic wind ward. That'd be
We can only keep Bloomy from
Yeah, I mean-
stop drinking it and stop eating the damn mushrooms.
yeah, you never know when a tornado full of squirrel jizz might come in handy.
exactly.
All I'm saying is there's got to be somewhere a huge market for a potion of squirrel eroticism.
Yeah, really. I mean, like if you find the right squirrel farm and they're like, all of the male squirrels died off, we really need to keep this farm going, and you can just make a tornado of squirrel jizz.
I think there's a market
Right.
in northwest Canada.
Right?
Now I'm just imagining the comic, like why the last squirrel or something like that. Tornado of squirrel jizz. Just unleash it.
Squirrel NATO.
All right, let's get the heck on out. Let's get the heck on out of this room before me and Meter wind up tornadoing into the walls again.
Yep, you walk across the rafters and make it to the exit for the other room, and then you can continue on down the hallway.
All right, let's send Axeface. Axeface the
Lumi very reluctantly looks at you like this poor bird has had too many near-death experiences.
I mean, you're the one that dropped it down a pit, so
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. When you look at this bird now, it's just got that look in its eyes, like I've seen some shit, man.
Lumi
yes.
looks at everybody and asks if we can walk alongside of the bird and just use its super sensitive sensing skills.
So, you want us to walk down a hallway with a bird with no name? Feels good to be out of the rain.
It's Bird Dude. Bird Dude is our friend, and Bird Dude would like to be by our sides. I'm very.
You know what I say? I say, too bad, bird dude. You are a summoned creature. You get the fuck out front.
Yep, and you know what? He's got some tasty looking legs fresh. I'm getting a little hungry.
Oh,
Get out there, cannon fodder.
I will friendly fire all of you fucks to high hell.
You better watch yourself. You got Toonie the Barbarian getting hungry back here.
The bird looks like he's seen some shit, but he's a trooper. He'll keep going. He starts to meander down the hallway. You get to a certain point, and he kind of like looks around a little bit, and turns around and squawks. Meter, you understand? He's trying to tell you that it looks like this. Looks like there's another room up ahead that's another dead end.
Another dead end up ahead, folks.
All right. Well, let's see what this dead end has to offer. So I'm going to scoot up to the entrance and do another perception check for traps. The entrance there. Another 2.
Jeez.
Yeah, you're looking around. You look into the room. You can see another like pedestal looking thing in the middle of the room, but it's just a giant circular room. And then you're sitting there looking around like, is there anything on the floor? Is there anything on the ceiling? And Shiny Leg Bat just flies past your face back down the hallway. And it's like, whoa. You're like, what was I doing again?
What was I doing again? Well, guys,
I don't know.
there's a pedestal in there. Should we go check the pedestal?
Fuck it.
Well, I'm pretty good at this.
Perfect. We're gonna, I guess, send Toonie towards the pedestal.
All right, I get my rope out, put a whole bunch of knots in it so I can climb down.
No, you don't need to climb this one. The pedestal's just on the floor in the room in front of you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a flat room. It's circular, and compared to the rest of the cave that's been mostly like dirt, tree roots, and the floor's been like a mixture of like raw stone and dirt. This is the first room you've walked into that's worked stone.
All right, I approach the pedestal. I'm not sure what I see.
You walk up, and it's another one of the dragon head pedestals, but this one is much larger. On the pedestal itself, there are 3 orbs. One at the base of where its throat would start, and one to the side of each of its eyes. And there's a piece of paper with writing on it in the mouth of the dragon, but you can't read what it says.
Hey, Fresh, maybe Meter can read what this language is.
Does have the ability to understand most languages. Meter, you want to hover over and take a look?
Yeah, as I say, I'm gonna float over, pick up the piece of paper very, very carefully, and whisper, "Marab."
You pick it up, and it's a really, really short couple of sentences that reads out, "Master the forces of life and death, and you can rise like the phoenix."
It's all gibberish, guys. It doesn't make any sense.
Could be a way out, or it could be death.
Can I just start poking it? I'm whacking it with a stick right now.
Yeah, did you all go into the room?
Meter, Tooney did.
Yeah, Toonie and Meter did, and if Lumi's going to be stick whacking it, then Lumi's in there as well.
I'm stick whacking it, guys. Sorry.
I'm still looking around for the bat at the entrance.
Okay. When Lumi walks up and starts poking the pedestal with her staff fresh, you hear the good old stone grinding on stone sound, and you look back, and you look up, and the entrance is starting to close on your head.
Probably dexterity check to slide into the room with my
Yep,
friend.
dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw to slide into the room with my friends here. Since I was fucking around looking for the bat. 19.
Yes.
Yep, you turn around and you look, and you're like, "Oh shit!" And you Indiana Jones slide underneath the door just as it's getting ready to close, and just barely make it through. And you guys are now all in a enclosed room.
Who's
Good times.
Indiana Jones?
I just
How
didn't
dare
I
you.
just didn't want to leave you guys. I just didn't want to leave you guys alone because, quite frankly, you can't be trusted. Anyway, is there anything else happening in the room currently?
Right now, all you can see is the pedestal. It looks like you can faintly see rays of light really, really high up in the room, but you don't actually see the source of them. They're far enough away that you can't see where the light's coming from. You can just see the rays.
I have now straddled this pedestal and I'm rubbing it as if I'm trying to climb up a tree, like so.
You guys all watch Lumi just
Dinosaur cock.
massaging the pedestal. Nothing seems to be happening, but
Nothing seems to be
it's
happening.
entertaining to watch.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like he's jerking off a dinosaur. Anyway, we do have a friend that can float a little bit here. Can we send Meter up to look at the possible exit up at the top?
As I say, I also have dark vision, so can I fly up a little bit and see if I can actually see up towards the ceiling what's going on?
Yeah, you can fly up. Is your dark vision 60?
Should be.
60, yeah.
Yeah, you fly up. It takes you a little while of flying to get up to the point where you can see where the light's coming from. It's basically just a bunch of small, it looks like holes in the ceiling that just sunlight from outside is shining down through. But the largest one of the holes is only like a 3-inch diameter. And you look down and realize you've been flying for a while. You can, your friends are outside of your dark vision radius.
30 feet per second? Or, yeah, 30 feet per turn, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, your rough guess from just previous being able to fly for your entire life, you were probably flying for about a half a minute.
Okay.
So, math, you're probably about 900-ish feet in the air right now.
Nice.
I'm going to I'm going to attempt to pry Lumi off the pedestal and take a quick gander at it. See if there's anything to be seen on it.
Now, the letter did say Phoenix Rising.
Did say Phoenix Rising, yes. I'm going to see if there's anything else on the pedestal, any other glyphs or anything that might give us a clue on how to get out of here.
Okay. Make me an investigation.
I got an 18.
Okay, that works anyway. I was gonna say you particularly do this one with advantage because something, but I'll explain that. So there are the orbs that I said, the small orbs that were next to the eyes, and then the one at the base of the throat, all have glyphs around them that you've seen before. They're glyphs that a lot of the more advanced military forces will use to try to help some of their troops absorb magic so they don't just eat the full brunt of spellcasters. So you're pretty sure that these magical orbs would absorb magic cast at them.
Okay. Let's see. Is there any indication on what kind of magic I need to use?
You'll have to ask your tiefling friend that one. They all basically look the same. They're all just kind of a dull gray color.
Whoa! Some of us are red and some of us are blue. That's a little speciesist, okay, DM?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Hashtag yes, all tieflings. So yes. Can I tell what's the
yes, demon friend? Can you interpret these and see what kind of magic is required to activate these glyphs?
Yeah, I'm gonna float back down and take a look at them.
Make me either an investigation or an arcana.
That's what I was waiting to see what I needed to roll.
Like Lumi acting out she's still investigating the pillar.
17.
Yeah, with the piece of paper that you found on the pedestal, your best guess is you'd probably need to cast some form of spell that relates to the words on the paper.
Okay. So I've got the life covered.
Match up like the symbols directly, like Fifth Element style.
The symbols on the orbs don't necessarily have anything that indicates that each orb would absorb a certain type of magic. It's just that they absorb magic.
Okay. I say we give Toonie all 4 of these rings and let him Thanos this bitch.
I can activate my rage and just go off for like a minute.
Just have him put all 4 of the rings on and snap right in front of the pedestal.
That's it. We'll see what this wind ring will do. All 4.
Puts all the rings on, and like his arm just starts swirling with wind, and he just like falcon punches the pedestal.
That's not a bad idea.
We'll get this Phoenix Rising.
The barbarian's like, I make my own answers with my fist.
How very barbarian-like.
So should I cast Cure Wounds on the pedestal and see what happens?
Well, the thing is if there's 4 of them, we're gonna have to figure out some way for the barbarian to cast magic at one.
There's just 3.
Okay, so if there's 3, then we should all be able to stand around one.
What did the letter say again?
It said master the forces of life and death and rise like a phoenix.
So
I think if Fresh casts healing magic at one side and I cast death magic at the other side, we get Lumi to put some wind in the middle. We should take off like a fidget spinner.
All right, so I think we all hop on top of the pedestal and we do this thing.
Sounds good to me.
We'll have Toonie the Barbarian hold us tight with his massive manly arms.
It's like a group hug, only instead of everyone hugging each other, he just hugs the whole group.
That's it. Let me get that mushroom away from my butthole.
The mushroom.
But you'll absorb the effects quicker that way.
True.
Have I started glowing yet? I've been snacking on these things still.
If you ate more of them, make me another con save.
No, I've been snacking on them lightly so I could just feel the effects of the
She
hallucination.
just wants the body. She's just looking for the body high.
I've just been suckling on them.
He's just microdosing as we adventure.
All right. So, all right. I'm casting healing magic on one side. Meter's casting death magic on the other.
Hang on tight, gang.
Hang on
Yeah.
tight. And then Lumi.
Yeah, Fresh, you cast a healing spell, and the magic just flows out of your hands, and the energy goes down into the orb that's above the left eye on the dragon on the pedestal, and the orb starts to glow yellow.
Okay.
Meter, what are you casting?
I'm gonna cast infestation down on the other one.
All right, you cast that, and it once again the magic just gets absorbed out of your hands and goes down, and the right eye on the pedestal starts to glow with a weird dark black color, like almost like an umbra.
The fuck is an umbra?
All right.
It's like a
Lumi, we need
blackish purple hue.
you- like a black light.
Yeah, think black light.
And then Lumi, we need you to cast some magic.
What are you using?
I don't know.
You have Chaos Bolt. You could cast one of those. That's effectively, it can be any element.
Okay,
All right.
chaos bolt.
So,
Here we go.
yeah, you guys look over at Lumi, and she starts to cast this like weird magic like blob missile that comes out of her hand, and it goes down into the pedestal and starts the orb at the back of the dragon's throat starts to glow red, and you guys hear that sound that you heard back before in one of the in the wind room. And up above you, you see something that it's like a tear in reality. Like you can't really see through it. It's just like a weird photo negative glow above your heads. And you all get slowly, like alien style, sucked up by your chest towards the tear.
Good times. There's going to be a giant squirrel. I can feel it in my heart. That's what that sound is. It sounds a giant squirrel.
It's a good thing we have a saving
We're being
potion.
sucked into the squirrel reality. We should have just took it head on before.
It's like the cow world in Diablo, except squirrels.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, when you get to the tear, you get that same feeling of vertigo that you got before when you first used the bead back in the prison cell.
Okay.
And suddenly you find yourself outside, and it is extremely hot. Everything smells awful. There's just overgrowth and mud everywhere. And you're outside. You're no longer in the cave. You can see sunlight faintly behind the clouds. So you can all at least see pretty well now. The worst part about it, though, is the smell. It just smells like swamp, like just still water and rot.
That was one hell of a ride.
All right. Is there any sort of a structure or shelter or anything around that we could make our way towards?
Yeah. You can see a castle, a pretty, like what appears to be like the ruins of a castle, a little bit northeast of where you are.
Okay. I say we make our way towards that. I'm pretty sure that's where that shiny bat is.
I'm
What I would-
poking this shrub.
There's always a chance there's something in there.
I'm poking
Yeah.
a shrub.
Assuming I don't need to troubleshoot anything, you guys should have the map on Roll20 now.
Yeah.
I'm in front of
Okay.
a shrubbery. I am currently poking it.
Yeah, it's mushy, like it's just swamp weeds.
I'm licking it now.
All right, tastes kind of earthy. Has a little bit of a stale water, just like water it's like it's absorbed water out of out of the ground, but that water's been there for so long that it's just absolutely putrid.
Oh, it tastes wonderful.
Lumi, can you use your control water and help us with this mud so that we can have a little bit easier going? I believe that's one of your cantrips.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah, you could while you're moving along. It only works on a 5 foot cube, so you would have to pretty much do it like constantly while you're walking, but you could use it to kind of get the water to drain down and dry it out a little bit so it's at least not as hard to walk through.
Okay, perfect. We'll stay in our little cube here. We'll head up to, we'll start heading towards that castle. Probably need to check for traps.
Should we approach the stairs?
Whatever the easiest way in is going to be.
We actually know that those stairs are there. Can we see them from where we are?
Yeah, it's a little bit. You'd be able to faintly see them. It's a little bit hard to see through some of the overgrowth, but it's not so bad that you can't see those.
Okay, yeah, let's head towards the stairs. Should I check for traps in case there's anything going on?
Yeah, make me a perception.
Got it. 20.
Yeah, you're walking along. Some of the shrubbery here, like some of the overgrowth, almost looks like it's attracted to you. So when you're walking by, it looks like it's trying to start leaning toward you.
Like photosynthesis. It's like, give me.
But aside from that, there's not anything that strikes you as excessively weird, at least on your way up to the castle. Just the fact that the plant life seems like it's trying to lean towards you.
I possibly found a stump. I am currently humping it.
Well, okay. Since the stump is dead, that's okay. The live vegetation, we probably need to skirt our way around a little bit. Meter's just happily floating above us.
Shaking my head and floating above the group and looking around.
He is a handsome red devil, isn't he?
He is a handsome red devil. But yes,
Is everybody moving their characters?
I grabbed one of your mushrooms, Lumi, out of your bag. Thank you.
Make sure you only suckle on it.
I just wanted a good look at it.
Lumi offers the rest of her mushrooms up. Does anybody else want to suckle on some mushrooms?
Okay. Let's see here.
So Fresh, come join us. It looks safe enough.
Let me move my own character here. All right. Let's see. I don't see any big vegetation in the way, so I think we can make our way up to these stairs to the entrance of this castle here.
I'm doing a light show in these trees over here.
So you're walking over to that large green
Stairway.
plant.
I'm already in front of it. I'm pointing at it.
Make me a dex save.
14.
You just barely get out of the way of it. It's like it tries to give you its own little swamp bush hug. Like some of the leaves open up and rush towards you and try to wrap around you, but you manage to like stumble backwards out of the way and not quite get caught by the swamp bush.
All right, I made it up the first set of stairs. I'm on a little pedestal that's pretty wide. It's almost like a deck.
Up to the landing.
Yeah, this castle is in extreme disrepair. There's a lot of damage been done to this. Blocks and stuff are falling off of the roof. There's just moss and algae growing all over the stairs. Some of the blocks almost look like they've been partially dissolved.
Well, I can see from here if we go up to the next section and get up on the walkway, if we go to the right, the route is blocked.
Yeah, this goes straight through or up to the walkway. So like you can go straight through here to get into this courtyard, or you can go left or right out the walkways.
All right. I say we investigate each side of the walkway here and see which way would be a better way to go around this.
I see a statue in that courtyard inside the octagon up on the upper left corner. There's an interesting looking statue with a skull. with a bunch of skulls.
I must go inspect. I go off running.
Kind of looks like death.
I am intrigued.
You would be, devil friend.
I resemble that.
Yeah, Lumi, you do notice whenever you get into the courtyard and start running through, there are multiple skeletons laying around on the ground that have all looked like they've been effectively like acid washed.
Sounds like fun. Should I use Arcana to inspect it? Can I get any findings off of it?
Sure.
Got an 11.
You don't know what it would be from, but you do know that for the bones to have been that cleanly cleared off and look that clean, that within probably like the past week or two, maybe, some form of, they were subjected to some very powerful acid.
It's cool. They'll be all right. They just think they're couches for a while.
It almost looks like where the walkway has collapsed, that there is actually some bubbling acid. So which way do you guys want to proceed?
Lumi's attention is getting drawn to the pond across the way.
I want to check out the towers.
I want to check out the towers as well.
But there's a hot tub over here and a swirly pool.
Filled with acid.
I like acid.
Depends on the company you keep.
Let's do a little loop around, Lumi, and then we can go explore inside the courtyard. What do you think?
Fine.
All right. Heading to the left.
All right.
To the left, and I'm inside
Yeah.
the first little building.
Yeah, you get in there. You have to do a little bit of moving some rubble to get in, but you're a strong boy, so you don't have any issue moving it. Looks like part of the roof might have collapsed in and was covering the entrance a little bit, but you just shove it out of the way and walk in, and it's your typical guard tower. There's a couple of broken longbows in here, a couple of turned over crates of arrows and like crossbow bolts and things like that, and several old sets of bones.
So there's old bones up here, but there's new clean bones down there.
Yes.
Can I pickpocket the bones?
The bones don't have pockets. You can rifle through the bones if you want to.
I'd like to rifle through the bones.
All right, make me an investigation check.
4.
Yeah, you stick your hands down in the bones and start moving things around and just pile of bones.
I wonder if we should send Lumi's bird ahead on the walkway into the next guard tower.
I believe so.
You definitely could.
Ahem.
Lumi looks so disappointed in us.
I'm being honest
Lumi's
with you, I thought it
gotten
was
very
understandable.
attached with this bird, so Lumi is going to crawl
She's
up
just
on
like,
top
this
of the
bird has been nothing but a valuable asset this
And at
entire
point- and
trip.
At this point, myself and Toonie are going to pull Lumi off the bird. as
Nope,
she tries to
Lumi
hop on
has
it.
taken off on top of the bird.
If Lumi's
Taking off
on
where?
Lumi's on the bird.
See here, I just thought it was the
Riding on
next
back-
morning. The
Lumi's
fucking
riding
bird
on
was
the back
dead.
of her axe face.
Alright, where is Lumi heading on this bird?
To the next tower.
Alright,
To the
I'm approaching the tower.
Hold up.
Yeah, you get up to this one. This one doesn't look like it's in quite as bad of shape as the last one. When you get up to the entranceway of it too, there are also quite old skeletons in this one as well.
I want to rifle through those skeletons.
Okay, make me another investigation check.
5.
Yeah, just more piles of bones.
Okay, nothing else to see here, I guess. Maybe this trip around the walkway was a wasted time.
Well, it's blocked. It's blocked off on the other side. So I say we keep going. Then we'll
Okay,
Head into the courtyard over on the other side there. Let's send Lumi and the bird ahead on the next one. Let her.
up to the next guard tower.
Yep, up to the next guard tower.
Yeah, this guard tower is in the best condition of any of them you've seen yet, to the point where it actually still has a door on it, so you can't see into the guard tower.
Can I pick lock? I have thieves tool.
Well, generally speaking, you check to see if the door is locked before you try to pick it, but
Can I pick the
if
lock
you want to
anyways?
just pick the lock anyway.
Picking the lock anyways.
All right. You are proficient with lock picking and also sleight of hand, so just click your sleight of hand button.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah, you don't even get off the bird. You're just like, oh hey, a lock, and you just take one hand and like jam some lock picks into the keyhole and just twiddle your fingers around a little bit, and you just hear a click sound. The door kind of like starts to like lazily swing open.
All right, I'm trudging through, bitches.
Once again, you see some old bodies. These ones actually still have armor on them.
Oh, I want to pickpocket them.
Okay, investigation check.
15.
Underneath one of their tabards, you see that one of them has a necklace, and when you lift the necklace up, it has a sigil on it, like a house sigil. But other than that, you don't really. All of them have armor that would probably be usable and have usable weapons, but that pendant's the only thing that you think would probably really be worth anything in here.
All right, I'm putting it in my bag of holding.
Okay, we'll move up into the tower.
Did anybody want to pick through any of the armor to see if there's any upgrades?
I don't think there would be any upgrades over what we already have. I mean,
Very unlikely.
not if it's.
I don't think the armor would be any use against the acid, but
Nothing.
All right, I have found a building.
The walkway ends at that wall that you're currently standing at. The
I would like to
wall
attempt to crawl up this wall with my assassin-like skills.
you can attempt it, yeah.
Okay, I'm attempting it.
All right, make me an athletics check.
How the fuck do I have a -1 in athletics?
Why wouldn't we just have Meter kind of hover over and take a look?
Say,
Because I'm me, and I need to poke everything before you guys have a chance to do anything.
Fair
this
enough.
is why I hover 10 feet above Lumi, constantly just sighing and shaking my head.
I rolled an 8.
Yeah, you grab onto a couple of handholds where some of the bricks have worn down a little bit more than others and are sticking out a little bit, and start to make your way up, and you get about 5 feet up, and then you slip and fall right on your ass back down on the walkway.
Worth it.
For all that. I'm gonna ask my devil demon enemy friend over there. Is there anything worth seeing up in there? What is his observations?
Fly just up above the level so that my eyes literally just do this number.
All right, make me a perception check.
13.
Yeah, you get up to the top. You don't see anything. When you peek your head over, you don't see anything too out of the ordinary, aside from multiple times where you've seen things that look like they've been washed in acid. The entire roof of this section all looks like it's been dissolved pretty heavily.
Does it look like there's still acid there, or like it's been cleaned and then is now like dry?
It looks like it's dried.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not an even dissolving.
Okay.
It's some sections looked a lot more like pockmarked than others do.
So like alien spit on the steel of the spaceship, how it didn't melt evenly, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So then we should probably all try and make our way up and over there.
I do have the rope. I can tie some knots in the rope and have it tie up on one of the bricks that are protruding, maybe.
Okay,
Possibly.
let's give that a shot.
Okay, I get my special rope, and it ties itself off on a brick, and I climb up on the wall and up and over.
All right. Yep. You make it without a problem.
I will follow suit.
Those I will too.
She's so dejected about not being.
Really wanted to climb that wall, man.
I see a little, looks like to be a stairway over there.
Is there a stairway over there?
I'm looking
Yeah.
at this parapet right here that is covered in red. I am inspecting it. Is there any doorways or windows?
Yes, there is. There is one doorway. It is completely caved in, though.
Would a gust of wind blow it open?
Definitely not.
What's the point of chaos magic if I have no chaos?
Oh.
I got your chaos right here. So while they're squabbling, trying to figure out what the fuck they're doing, I'm floating slightly right where I was, just kind of looking over the edge, and I'm reaching into the satchel on my side here, and I'm grabbing a fuzzy little ball, and I'm throwing it down, and a fucking giant weasel appears.
All right. Yeah, so now there's an axe beak and a giant weasel.
I'm going to tell the giant weasel to scout for us and look for traps and or treasure.
I'm just going to sit here with my mouth open like, how could you?
I'm really curious about that statue with all the skulls around it. I don't know if that's the statue of death or if that's possibly a way out of here. I'm kind of thinking it's a trap, but
I'm not done looting this place. I'm not ready to leave.
Lumi, could you send your bird down the stairway up ahead?
All right, me and the bird are going to the door, the stairway. We are inspecting the stairway.
That stairway is pretty well debris in. Looks like part of the walls have been dissolved, and it just kind of solidified up on the staircase.
Can I firebolt it and then gust of wind it open?
You can try.
Okay, I'm firebolting.
All right, roll me an attack. First attack roll of the one shot against melted stone.
Lumi's blowing up bricks.
Got a 16 for firebolt on hit.
You shoot a firebolt into it, and you do make a little bit of like a indentation on it. So you probably could eventually get through it, but you're going to be there for a long time.
What happens if I do a gust of wind next? What if I do like the hot cold treatment?
It's more so like you're like, throw a firebolt, clean the soot off with the wind. Throw a firebolt, clean the soot off.
You know what? Just so that nobody knows I did that, I'm going to go ahead and put a gust of wind on there so nobody knows that happened.
Just like, oh shit, that didn't work. Oh well.
That's the Mr. Clean white eraser or whatever that thing is.
All right.
Do you
So,
think it's worth investigating anything else in the building here?
Can I climb up this wall and try to get through the chimney like fucking Santa Claus?
You can attempt it.
All right, I'm climbing the chimney.
All right, give me an athletics check.
I have no athletics. I have -1. What the fuck? Oh, I got an 18.
Yeah, you managed to scale up the wall and get onto the roof.
All right.
this one you were going after the chimney, right?
You'll have to hop up on, like, you'll have to try to like hoist yourself up onto the chimney. It's fairly tall.
Okay, hoisting myself up on the chimney.
Make me a dexterity saving throw.
She's gonna try and kill herself.
Got a 7.
You like hop up and grab onto the edge of the chimney, but between the acid damage and just eons of sitting here through weather and never being upkeep, the stone is loose enough that when you grab onto it, the section you're holding onto breaks loose with you, and you fall back off the roof.
Pussies.
You take 4 bludgeoning damage.
Fuck it.
And around that time, everyone starts to hear like a bubbling sound,
Oh crap.
like a lot of bubbling sound.
Oh, I've stirred something.
Everyone make me a perception check.
20.
13.
8 + 6 is 14.
I got 14 as well.
You all kind of like listen around, like, where is this bubbling coming from? And Pre-Ash specifically, you're like, oh, that's over there. And you look north of you, over in the water that's north of the castle.
Okay.
And out of the water, like you see the bubbles slowly starting to get cover a wider and wider space, and you see a black shape just burst out of the water and extremely quickly land on top of the roof that Lumi was just climbing up on. And
Aquaman.
you guys found a dragon.
Yes!
Good times.
Yeah, it just looks around at all of you, and kind of just says,
So when did you decide to come to my castle?
Bitch, this ain't your castle.
I'm going to drop onto my knees, and I'm going to say, "Forgive us, most honored dragon elder. We were brought here against our wills. We did not intend to intrude upon your territory."
yeah. When you say that, he just kind of laughs under his breath a little bit, and is like,
At least one of them knows their place.
Can I polymorph it?
No, I'm.
"You can
No,
certainly try."
You can certainly try to polymorph it.
What
Not going to
what's
go
your
well.
what's your saving throw DC?
What's that mean?
I'm going to implore my friends here to also attempt to placate the dragon.
Okay,
Tell them,
so
tell them,
your
down on
saving throw,
get down on your.
DC is
But
an
I guess
18.
Lily's trying to polymorph it.
yeah. So 18. Okay. You sit there and you start to cast something at it, and at first it does like he looks confused and he starts to shake like his form is changing, but then he just shakes his head and roars and stretches back and breaks the magical effect and just looks over at you and just says,
So that's how it's going to be then.
and I need everyone to roll initiative.
So I have a question here. So if I speak to this dragon in Draconic, would that be nature or deception?
Depends on what you were trying to do. To
I
talk
wanna-
to it in Draconic, you can talk to it with anything, but depending on what you're trying to do is what it would
So what I want to do here is my immovable rod. I want to use kind of like a pen, and I want to draw a square in the dirt, and then write the word Zillow at the top, and then write 2.5 copper at the bottom, and then point to it, and then point to the castle. I have a charisma of 19.
Okay, so what is exactly you're trying to do? Like you're trying to
Convince him we're here to buy the castle.
Okay. Well, I mean, he's speaking to you in like when he was speaking, you all could understand him.
Yeah, no, that's why I want to speak to him in Draconic.
Oh.
So that he knows I'm not full of shit.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead
We
and
can do
make
anything
me
handling. He's
make me a deception check.
Let me gets to whack shit with a stick. I get to try and talk my way out of everything.
Oh, I did whack him?
You whacked the fucking podium with a stick.
Oh,
And tried to
And then you tried to polymorph the dragon, for fuck's sake.
I didn't know he
17.
actually went off with that one. I thought Fresh interrupted my polymorph.
no, that's why we're about to have to
Did you
fight.
say 17?
Yes.
Okay. He just looks over at you and looks kind of confused for a second, and basically just looks at you and in Draconic back to you says,
If I want your money, I'll just take it from your corpses.
All right, he says he's not going to play nice, you guys.
Fair
Okay, I
enough.
guess we got to fight.
All right. So
All right, I'm casting Hold Monster.
"Well, you gotta roll initiative first."
You're at 7.
I've got an 11.
I have a 19.
I have a 19 also.
Whose dexterity modifier is higher?
Oh, dexterity, yeah, +3.
Mine's +2, so his is. He goes first.
Okay. Addy, you got the highest initiative, so you get to go first.
So I want to attack this thing, or let him attack me, and then do a counter attack. You say might be better.
He can't attack you until it gets around to his turn, so you can just hit him twice.
Okay.
So, on your sheet, if you go to your actions tab, your weapon, the Great Axe +3. If you use your reckless attacks, you can hit that twice on your first attack and take whichever one's higher. You also probably want to go ahead and use your bonus action to rage in case he does hit you. That's kind of a barbarian staple, is just go ahead and do that off the bat.
I'm going to do that.
You get a damage bonus when you're raging as well. I'll factor that in for you.
Yes, I have Great Axe.
Yeah, there's a box to the right of that says +12. That's
Yeah.
what you're going to want to hit when you roll to attack. So hit that bad boy twice, and you'll take the higher of the two.
The highest
Okay, so-
is 19.
That does hit. So roll me the. So the next thing you want to click is that thing next to the +12. That's like the 1d12 +7.
Yes.
Click that.
7 + 7, 14.
Okay, and then you get 3 more because of your rage. So, all right, and you're a martial class. They get 2 attacks per attack action. So that thing we just did, where you do the double hit, hit the +12 twice. Do it again.
Lather, rinse, repeat.
That's right.
Shit.
24.
Woo!
Hit it again.
Yep. Do the 1d12 +7 again now. All right. So 13 + 3. You only do the 1d12 +7.
Oh, I'm
once.
sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. The twice thing is on your to hit because you have advantage on the attack.
Got it.
All right, and your thing where you're the storm barbarian. So whenever you rage, you just have like lightning just arc off of you. So after you have the lightning arc off of you, I believe he has to make a saving throw.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
Yes. Okay. So go ahead and roll me.
Stormbreaker, Tooney. Just imagine that just coming in with that great axe.
Yeah, baby.
I'm gonna roll this one for you. So you see lightning. Tooney runs up and starts swinging at the dragon, and lightning just starts arcing out of his shoulders and starts smacking the dragon while he's attacking it with his axe. And you do another 9 lightning damage to him.
Another 9. Jeez, dude.
Nice.
He's just racking up that damage on him.
Yeah, you did 42 points of damage to him that turn.
That's pretty darn good.
That's gonna tickle.
All right, so that's your action and your bonus action. You have a very small amount of movement left, probably only like 5 feet. So if you wanted to, you could try to move 1 square away from him, or you could just stay up in his grill.
What you doing,
Move
Tooney?
back a square.
All right, meter.
So does it require an action for me to instruct my fuzzy animal?
I just consider that to be part of your turn.
Okay, that's what I thought. So I'm gonna tell the great weasel to create a distraction off on the opposite side of the castle from where we're fighting to try and get old shiny boy's fucking attention here. And then I'm going to cast Conjure Animals at 9th level.
Good lord. How do you have a 9th level spell slot at level 15?
Druid
Do you have a
power.
feat or something that lets you do that?
Greater Druid, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yes.
That's a lot of animals.
Yes. Yes, it is.
All right, what are you casting and where are you casting them?
So yeah, I think what we're gonna do here to keep it interesting, we're going to call forth a saber-toothed tiger. We're gonna call up a rhinoceros for good measure. We're gonna call up a giant elk, and then we're gonna call a giant constructor snake.
I just picture like all these Naruto summonings.
Basically, I'm gonna look down and breathe real deep and intensely, and then I'm gonna look up at the sky, and I'm gonna go, my bladder is empty, but my lungs are full. I'm bad at poetry. Microwave! And then animals are just gonna come out of the fucking distance.
All right, so that was elk, saber-tooth, constrictor, and what was the last one? Rhinoceros.
Rhinoceros.
Now the fun time of seeing if I can possibly find tokens for these. All right. Where are you
right,
gonna
dogs.
summon him at?
So where is he now compared to where I am at?
He's on the roof.
Right in front of me, meter.
Okay, so then I'm going to have the constrictor come up that staircase there, and then have the saber-tooth tiger come up from behind him. I want the rhino right behind me. I want the elk on the other roof right behind him, like to the right of him. So basically, my animals have 3 sides of him blocked off, and then the other one's behind me.
I gave you control of the tokens, so you can move them.
Okay.
Normally, they each have their own turn, but rather than having to try to keep up with all of their turns, we're going to say that they just go after you in initiative.
Fair enough.
All right. Is there anything else you're going to do this turn?
I think that is all for this turn.
That'll make it your critters go.
So I want the constrictor to go at him first to try and
All right.
grapple him.
Do you want to attempt to grapple it, or constrictors have an action called constrict that they attack with that does damage, and then there's a saving throw against being grappled?
Yeah, that.
The constrictor, do they get any kind of bonuses to hit or anything like that?
Because of my mighty summoner, they automatically get 2 extra HP per hit die, and their damage is considered magic. Druid flex.
All right. All right.
It's such a fucking cool class.
Do you have the pages pulled up for those?
No.
All right. I'll roll for them in roll 20 then. That does not hit. They don't get 2 attacks. So he walks, your snake runs up and tries to start wrapping itself around the dragon and hold on to it, but at the moment he can't quite get a good enough grip to try to tie him down.
Okay. So then we will have the elk jump from behind at him next. Charge that motherfucker with some big old elk antlers, bitch.
Oh yeah.
All right. Elks actually have a charge ability, so that also does not hit.
Are we getting any distraction advantage from the giant weasel that's supposed to be out doing a tap dance out in the lawn?
I mean, he might have been like momentarily distracted by the weasel and then been like, what's that weasel doing down there? And then all of a sudden an elk, a snake, and all these other things just start coming out of everywhere else and swarming him. He's pretty focused on them now. So you got a tiger and a rhino left.
Okay, so we're gonna have the tiger go after him next.
My God, all of these things have ways to knock people prone if they hit.
Oh yes.
Apparently a +6 to hit is a really common thing for challenge rating 2s. Nope.
This dragon's got ninja skills.
Are you going to have the rhino stick with you, or?
Yeah, no, the rhino's
Go
staying
in.
with
Okay.
Rhino's my plan B.
All right. That's it for the animals' turns, unless you want to move them somewhere.
No, they're all good.
All right. At the end of your animals' turns, the dragon starts beating its wings, and I need Lumi, Toonie, Fresh, and all of the animals to make me dex saves.
24.
Damn.
I got a 20.
I got a 20 as well.
Okay. The only one that fails is the Sabertooth. He takes 15 damage and gets knocked prone. You said they get 2 extra HP per hit dice?
Crit die, yeah.
He's on regular health now. Like that 2 extra HP per hit dice just ate all of that damage. The dragon's going to kind of look around. And Toonie, since you've already started trying to carve you off some of that dragon thigh meat, he's going to look over at you. He's going to rear his chest back and basically just look at you like, I'm way bigger than you are, man. And I need everybody to make me a wisdom save.
8.
Same here, 8.
25.
Nice.
14.
Fresh, you said you got a 25?
Yes.
You, the Sabertooth, and the elk are the only 3 that saved. Everybody else is frightened. So effectively, while the dragon is in your line of sight, you have disadvantage on attack rolls against him. And then at the end of each of your turns, you get to attempt to make the saving throw again. All right, fresh.
Let's see what I can do here about this. Let's cast Spiritual Weapon. This is going to be level 8.
Dang, that's going to be a big spiritual weapon.
Yep.
Particular weapon you envision your character using?
I'm picturing like a spiritual warhammer coming down and just smashing this dragon right on top of its head.
All right, you have a spiritual hammer and you have control of it.
I rolled an 18.
To hit?
Yep.
That does not hit. Actually, wait, hold on. No, that does hit. I lied.
Okay.
It does hit.
All right, now let's go ahead and hit the 27.
Whew.
All right, spiritual warhammer.
You know,
Yeah, really, that hurt. Do you have anything you want to do with your action? Because that spiritual weapon's your bonus action.
How much movement do I have left here?
You haven't moved, so you still have all of it. So you should still have a full 30. I think you should just have 30.
Move myself over here behind Tooney, and then I will crouch behind my shield. I believe that will do it for me.
All right. Crouch behind your shield. Do you want to use that as like the dodge action? Because dodge is an action you can take, and it makes it to where they have disadvantage on attacks against you, and I think you have advantage on dex saves.
Yeah, let's dodge there.
All right. Lumi.
She gonna blow squirrels?
dump the
Yeah,
potion
I've
on.
just been sitting there blowing shapes out of my pipe. Now that you've got my attention, what am I supposed to do now?
Kill
attack
the
the dragon.
Yeah. Make that living dragon into a not living dragon.
All right.
Preferably as quickly as possible.
Okay,
so I
can
think
I
fireball
move
you
in
can
front of the little shield dude and then cast fireball?
Yeah, you could.
Fireball. Yeah, you can guide who it hits, I believe. If I remember correctly.
Okay, that's what I'm casting.
What's your saving throw DC? I think it's an 18, right?
Yeah, it says Dex 18 on it.
Okay. Nope, he rolled as low as he possibly could. We'll go ahead and roll damage.
I was using my 8th level.
Take and watch the fucking numbers go ape shit.
I can hear the dice rolling from the other room.
52.
Oh my god.
We are having dragon for dinner.
Really? He's already, you just partially grilled him.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
Yeah, I'm over this petty little shit die motherfucker.
Hurry up and die so I could take your shit, dragon.
Right? I just want the shit.
Where's your loot, motherfucker?
Stop living. Your stuff looks too nice for me
Is
now.
that all you want to do?
Am I allowed to cast more?
No, you can only cast one spell because you shouldn't have any cantrips that are a bonus action. Oh, actually, no, you're a sorcerer. If you wanted to cast the weaker fire bolt at him as a bonus action, you could, because you can use sorcery points to do that. Because Quicken Spell was one of the things you took.
I got 26.
That definitely hits. Now hit the 3d10.
Get him, Lumi, get him.
I got a 15.
67.
Fear not, plebs. I got you. I'm a fucking sorceress.
Yeah, that hurt a lot. You still have a little bit of movement left. Do you want to move anywhere or stay where you're at?
How far can I move?
Another 20 feet, so 4 squares.
Alright. I moved back 4.
All right. Tooney, we're back to you.
Okay. I guess I'll just use my great axe again, huh?
It's usually a solid choice.
You had good success with it that first time around.
And then my bonus actions are two weapon fighting. I have great weapon master attack. Can I use
Yeah, if you
rage
want
again?
You're still raging.
Okay.
Rage is one of those things that once you use it, it takes a while for it to fall off. So you're
Okay.
just mad pretty
So hit
pretty well constantly now.
hit the hit DC and then the damage again.
You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
Yeah. Hit the plus to hit. Hit the plus to hit twice, and then tell me what the higher of the two is.
19.
Yep, that hits. Hit the D12 plus 7.
8. Got a shitty 1 that time.
All right, and you do have one more attack, so do that process again.
Oh yeah. Smack him again, Toonie.
All right, you'll get him for 20 plus this time.
Right.
21
It definitely hits.
and 12 and 19.
Get him either way.
Yep. All right. Do you want to move or anything, or are you content where you're at?
I'm fine.
All right, Meter, we're back to you.
So first, I'm going to use my bonus action to call forth the Hawk Spirit Totem.
Okay.
That gives us all advantage on Wisdom checks. Any creature within a 60-foot radius of the totem also gets advantage on attack rolls. Or no, not on attack rolls, on defense rolls, excuse me. When a creature makes an attack roll against any target in the aura, you or your companions can use or can be granted advantage on that attack roll, and then have advantage on Wisdom checks in the aura.
You've got control of the bird in the center of that aura.
Yeah.
You can put it wherever you want it.
Yeah, it can be guided or moved as a bonus action as well.
Anything else you want to do?
Yeah, that was just the opening round. That's the bonus action. So then we're going to let's see, what level will it let me cast this at? Oh, it will. Look at that. So we're gonna cast Moonbeam at 8th level. Constitution.
All
save
right.
60.
You said a Constitution?
Yep.
He got a 33.
Okay, so when he saves, so he only takes half damage on a successful throw, but he is still enthralled in white ghostly flame from the beam of white light that is descending directly around him in a nice neat circle.
You said he takes half damage? How much is it?
So it is 9d10 or 8d10, excuse me. Let's see what it says here. 35.
Is that already halved?
No, 35 total. And now he has to actively get out or make that check at the beginning of every turn. And I can move the
Okay.
beam and bonus action as well.
All right. That brings it to your critters.
So we're gonna lather, rinse, repeat.
One of them missed, two of them hit. You can pick the two that hit.
So I would rather have the constrictor hit. Try and grapple that motherfucker. Hold still, bitch.
Hold still while I wrap around your neck.
That's right. Our little animal friend just wants to hug you. It's cool.
And what's the other one?
The saber-tooth tiger. So he's either getting grappled or attempted to be knocked prone. God damn it.
He is for sure grappled. He does make the strength save to keep from getting knocked prone as well, though.
That's okay. 'Cause as long as he's grappled, we should have advantage on him, right?
At the end of your animal turns, I need,
I was gonna say we should be able to do the check again with advantage, right?
yeah, I need Fresh Toonie and the animals to all make dex saves.
Yeah. So all with advantage. Roll twice, take your higher.
Mine's 17 plus my dodge.
12 is the highest.
You said 12 is the highest, Toonie?
Yep.
All right. You take 15 damage and you're knocked prone. So basically means he knocks you on your back.
Knocked me on my butt.
Fresh, what'd you say you got?
17.
17. You also take 15 damage and are knocked prone. The elk takes 15. Tiger makes it. Snake takes 15. All right. Then it's his turn. Well, he is going to attempt to get this snake off of him. So he's going to...
He starts his turn in the moonbeam. He's got to make the Constitution check again. At the beginning of every turn, he has to make the check or get.
he got a 32 on this one.
Bastard.
Yeah, that's his strongest stat, like by far.
Because the great thing about Moonbeam is even on a successful, he still takes half, so it's rolling again. So that's 50. So he would take another 25 on that.
All right. He bites into the snake and rakes it with his claws a couple of times. The snake does not look good. Unfortunately, since he's currently being held onto by the snake, he can't actually go anywhere. Because constrictor snakes are apparently the one creature in the game that their grapple restrictions don't apply a creature's size. So he can grapple something many times larger than him and just stand there with it. Fresh, it's your go.
All right, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon. This one's level 7.
You don't have to cast it. Spiritual Weapon hangs around for
Hey, it's a 10-round
either
spell.
a minute or 10 minutes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of the best non-concentration spells in the game.
we are swinging again.
It's auto ass whipping. Yeah.
My giant warhammer is a 16.
That does not hit.
Son of a bitch. Well, I'm going to move over in front of Tooney, and I'm going to cover both of us with my shield again. And that'll be it.
All right.
That'll be it for me.
Thanks, brother.
All right. At the end of your turn, the dragon is going to bring his tail up and try to hit the snake with it.
That snake is paying its dues. All of our little animal companions.
Yeah, he really does not like this snake.
Yeah.
He brings his tail up and cracks the snake on the back of the head, and you guys see the snake just go limp.
Can a giant weasel grapple?
Grapple? No. I think they might have a way of trying to prone something.
We now have an animal opening and an animal with nothing to do.
No, I lied. Action-wise, they only have the ability to bite things.
About to get real bitey up in this bitch then.
Yeah.
He's
There's
going for
ankles
the
and
nipple.
danger.
He's going for the nipples.
All right. Lumi, your go.
Okay, so what am I getting to do now?
Kill the dragon.
Kill it.
He is on a platter for you, ready to die.
What kind of spells can I use?
Any of your spells that are there.
So I want to try to go to like the 8th level. Can I cast any of my 8th level spells, or was it like a 1-turn?
You only have one 8th level spell slot, and you used that for your fireball.
So now I have to go to the 7th.
Correct.
How many do I only get to cast one spell?
Correct.
For your sorcerer, you get to cast 2.
You can cast 2, but one of them has to be a cantrip.
Yeah, do fireball and then firebolt.
All right, back down to the 7th we go. All right, fireballing this bitch. 45.
Yes.
Alrighty then.
Give him a mushroom, Lumi.
Here, just eat this. It'll make this pass quicker.
I've been chucking
Enjoy it a lot
mushrooms at
more.
this guy every time it's been your turn. I've just been chucking them at him like, hey, I'm bored. Well, it's my turn.
And then do you want to do the sorcery point bonus action firebolt thing again?
Yes. How much health does this thing have left? Is it not dead yet? Come on now.
Well, you don't have a way of telling that. But he doesn't look the best in the world.
He's taken a lot of shots to the face at this point.
All right. I'll fucking firebolt that bitch.
Starting to look like Joseph Benavides.
Gust of wind him off the top of that roof.
Everything's a little crooked.
Yes, I'm sure this dragon
It's
will
chaotic
fall.
magic. It's strong wind. All right, so I hit the.
Oh, that's actually a fair point. Wild sorcerer. Roll me 2 d20s. I've been forgetting to have you do your wild magic surges. Roll me 2 d20s.
All right, the first one is a 7.
Okay.
The other one is a 3.
Okay. You're good this time. You don't have any surges on this one.
All right, now
So, yeah,
I
you
hit
can go.
firebolt.
Yep.
29.
Yep, definitely hits.
Nice.
Now what?
The 3d10.
21.
There we go. Nice hit.
All right. Do you want to move anywhere or anything like that, or are you going to hang out where you're at?
I suppose I can keep my spells can hit them from anywhere on this roof, right?
On the roof, very likely. Most spells that sorcerers have a pretty solid range on them.
All right, I'm allowed to move all the way over here.
Yep.
All right. I have portals, guys, so if shit gets cracky. I'm gonna portal town us.
If shit gets cracky, then I'm going to start breaking out the healing sorcery. But
Yep.
right now,
All right.
you guys are doing all right with the extra hit points I got you. So
All right, Toonie, your go.
Okay.
he's bound and
Actions.
determined. I can see that look on his face. He's going for that dragon's head at this point.
Heck yeah, yeah.
Ready to smack that thing good.
Smack that.
24.
Yep, it hits.
I wanna
And
go loot something.
12.
All right. And you have one more.
29.
So that 15 damage does hit him. All right, still content with where you're at?
Yes.
Toonie's just smacking fucking dragons over here.
Meter, your go.
Okay. So,
Time to get buddy.
what can I stab him in the dick with? Wait, where's the, is the giant weasel up here yet?
Where did you originally have him go to?
Down, right, basically right below us on that little patch of land there.
If he was down there, he would have to move up to here, so he would have to climb, and you climb at half speed, so he would probably just be getting to the top of the wall right now.
Okay. Then we're going to thorn whip that motherfucker. No, we're not, because I rolled a 12.
We're gonna think about thorn whipping that motherfucker.
Real
You should've-
angry image of thorn whipping in my head, and it just didn't play out that way. So then I'm just going to keep on concentrating on that fucking moonbeam.
Okay, is that gonna be the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right. At the end of your turn, he's going to now realizing what kind of a situation he's in. He's going to bring his tail around and try to hit Toonie with it. Good thing you're a barbarian.
Good thing I moved back 5 feet.
Since you're a barbarian and you're raging, what would have been 40 damage is 20,
Nice.
and then it's the critters go.
We're going to minus the snake, unfortunately. We're going to try that again.
Both of them hit. So I need to have him make 2 strength saves. He makes the first one and fails the second one. So he gets knocked upon his dragon buttocks.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Prone gives advantage too, right?
Yeah,
So now everybody hitting that motherfucker gets a second chance.
yeah. That, in theory, that would normally work. The only issue with that is he goes immediately after you in the turn order. So he starts his turn. Moonbeam, right?
Yes, sir.
26 this time.
So 47, he's got to split.
All right. He's going to stand up and turn toward all of you. He definitely looks really bad. Like, there's a noticeable difference in condition of this dragon from when he first landed to now. Like, he looks like he's gone 10 rounds with Tyson in his prime. Like, he's real bad. And he's just going to look at all of you and just say,
I'm really getting tired of these games.
and he's going to rear back and breathe in a straight line this way.
Breathe down to the ground
Like, straight forward, like projectile. Everyone within 5 feet of that line needs to make a dex save. So pretty much everyone in that direction.
Okay.
Toonie and Fresh, you have advantage because of the shield wall thing.
I got you, Toonie. Always.
Thanks, brother.
All right. And my dex throw is 18.
Okay, I got a 5. But I'm flying 10 feet above them. So
And mine is 14.
It's 10 feet wide in any direction. It's basically a giant cylinder of acid he's just projecting out of his mouth.
son of a bitch.
What'd you say you got, Toonie?
14.
All right, Fresh, you got an 18.
Yep.
Meter, what'd you get?
5.
And Lumi?
5.
Okay. You needed a 20 to succeed.
Well,
So all of you take full damage from it.
well,
Everybody takes 68 damage.
Wow.
I think I had them extra temporary hit points.
it took him a while to get through them. So
Even with the extra hit points your summoning things get. It only had 62 hit points, so it's the rhino also unfortunately has been dissolved.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm standing behind an animal. Did it take some damage for me?
No, but you do have absorb elements. You can use that because acid's an element damage, and it'll cut
Okay.
the damage you take in half.
Okay.
Yeah, so just go to your first level spells and click the cast next to absorb elements, and rather than taking the 68, you'll take 34.
Do I actually have to hit anything? Cast elements?
Just click the cast button next to absorb elements so it marks off a spell slot, and then just go up to your hit points, and in this thing where it says heal and damage and has a little box in between them, just type in 34 and then hit the damage button.
All right.
So I type in 68 and hit damage.
Yep.
Thank you, Fresh.
I feel like a really shitty wizard if I can't use stupefy in the heat of the moment.
I'm
Heck, that
sorry,
might not-
Harry Potter didn't include initiative.
Fuck.
Those wizards were rude. They didn't wait their turn. He was prone, so it took him half his movement to get up. But he is going to hop his way over to here. So Toonie, Fresh, and the Lion and the Sabretooth can all take opportunity attacks on him. So basically, Toonie, just make another. You basically get a free attack because he moved out of your area of influence. So you get to just like take a swing at him while he's running away.
Okay. So I don't get to move. I just.
Yeah, you just swing at him while he's moving away from you.
Okay, so I use my Great Axe 26.
That definitely hits. Go ahead and hit that D12.
Yeah, Toonie is definitely gonna bitch slap him.
11.
Pressure Warcaster, right? You can cast a spell on him as a reaction.
Yes. I still didn't go in and straighten out my cantrips, so that's all right. I will just I'll take a shot at him with my crossbow as he's going by here.
All right.
Get him, Freshy.
14.
Does not hit.
All right.
Yeah, it goes wide. You aim at him and take the shot, but with the whole like trying to guard Toonie with your shield, when you actually get it up and manage to fire it, you don't quite get to aim that well. So you
I'm just aiming over the top of the shield.
yeah, it's just all right. Fresh, it's your go.
All right, now
Yeah,
we're
you're
on
like-
spiritual weapon.
You're like Achilles in the Troy movies, only instead of using the spear over top of the shield, you're shooting a crossbow.
Exactly. Trying to look as cool as I can for all my friends here.
Now, do we have to move closer again?
Yeah, if you don't have a ranged weapon, you have to move back up to him.
Spiritual weapon should be.
Should be active and should fall. Should be.
Yeah.
Should
It can move, I think, 20. It can move 20 feet, I think. So, it can definitely make it.
It should hit him. Yeah.
All right, so
Smack him
spiritual
with your
weapon.
hammer.
Here we go. 29.
It definitely hits
Nice.
I want to know how my mushrooms are affecting this fucker.
because he has to consume them.
They're going up his butt, Lumi.
43.
Jesus.
Can I reverse pickpocket him?
I flipped my warhammer over, and now the axe end's coming down on him.
Nice.
Put his thing down, flipped it, and reversed it. All right.
Yeah. He does not look like he can take another hit like that.
Sweet.
A weakling. As I crouch back behind my
Shield.
my shield again.
I should have reverse pickpocketed him and shoved a mushroom in his butt.
Yep.
It's your turn. You still got a chance. You can.
You tell me I can pickpocket him in my turn? Let's see.
Get him.
Will my spells hit him from here?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
You're still inside of 100 feet of him. I don't think you have very many spells that are less than that.
I'm still moving down to this corner. Because fuck the
Okay.
straight line down.
Yeah, especially if you use fire. If you were using fireball again, like if you want to keep going with the wizard meme and be like, fireball, only cast fireball. Fireball's like a 300-foot cast. You could be on like top of the tower that's
So 6th level, what do I got? I thought, do I have a stupefy still?
that was your 8th level spell. So you used the spell slot you would have needed for that when you did the big fireball right at the start. Though to be completely honest, considering that he failed the saving throw for that and the amount of damage it did, big fireball probably the right way to go.
Yeah, big fireball. Big fireball.
Especially since he moved now. Yeah.
Alright,
Kill with fire
okay.
is always a good option.
Cast
desires.
level 6 fireball. What do I have to hit? The 11d6 now?
Yep. I just have to make a saving throw for him.
40.
He finally saved on one. Finally, he's failed every single one so far. He's bleeding heavy. He's charred. He's just kind of like trying to barely hold himself up. He's drooling on the ground in front of him. Like
Aww.
he does not look good.
I wanna go snuggle him.
You want to go snuggle an acid dragon?
Go put medicine on him.
It's okay. I was just joking.
You look bad.
All right, now I go up top and I hit the D12 or D20 thing again.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, you do.
Finish
All
him
right.
off. Finish him off, Lumi.
So the first one's a 4.
Oh, if you rolled the wild magic dice, then yes, a 4 surges. Oh, fun time. All right. So where you normally go down to the little dice picture to roll that D20, there's one that looks like 2 dice side by side that say D100. Roll one of those, like click that and roll it for me.
90.
Yes.
You get your Harry Potter cloak of invisibility. You guys all look at Lumi after she throws that giant fireball, and then she just kind of starts to shimmer, and just you don't see her anymore. You're invisible for a minute.
All right, so what do I do with it?
You can move around. I mean, you pretty well do whatever you want. He can't see you, so you can either attack with it, and you'll have advantage on the attack because he can't see you. You can just move around somewhere.
Okay, I'll do that. I want to kill him. I want to loot him.
So you're gonna do the firebolt again?
Yeah.
All right, hit the plus 12 thing twice, and tell me what the higher of the two is.
All right, so that one's a 30. That one's a 19.
Well, the 30 is the higher of the two. So hit the 3d10 button.
Finish him off, Lumi.
20.
Yep, he only had 8 hit points left.
Yes.
So yeah, you see him rear back, and he looks like he's getting ready to take off and try to start flying away. And just out of nowhere, you see Lumi start to kind of appear, and she shoots a firebolt out of her hand, and it hits him in the chest, and he falls back down on the rooftop, and this roof caves in, and he just falls down into the building.
Nice.
All right, guys, I'm setting a portal up. Let's go loot him.
Yeah, when you get to the edge of the rooftop and look down, apparently that building roof that he collapsed through was the section of the castle where he keeps his dragon's hoard. That room is about halfway filled from the floor to the ceiling with all sorts of shinies.
Good thing we brought these bag of holdings.
Exactly. Let's load up, sons of guns.
Heck
Alright.
yeah.
Do I have to do anything to put this portal down for people? The portal game?
Gate? Nah, you can just cast it.
All right,
And
I'm
then you put it
casting
on
my
top.
gate, guys. You ready?
Oh, you used the wand on your forearm.
Yeah, she makes the portal, and you guys can just step through the portal and just be standing on top of all the money.
Nice.
All right, let's load up these bags of holding. And we
Yes.
need to find a way on out of here.
Who has the squirrel jizz?
You had the squirrel juice.
Didn't you have the squirrel jizz?
Pretty sure you had it, Lumi.
Pretty sure.
All right, Lumi is sitting in her pouch trying to make room for extra shinies, and she takes this bottle of squirrel jizz and throws it on the floor.
Where at on the floor?
Jesus Christ.
Nice going, Lumi.
It would be more like this, so it'd probably like fling backwards, like, because if I'm flinging it out of my bag, what can I fling that's near me?
Roll me a D100.
58.
She throws it backwards, and you guys just kind of watch it float through the air. And in the rafters on one of the corners of the room, there's just like a few birds just kind of sitting there staring at you guys, watching you like see what just happened with this dragon, you know, falling through the ceiling and whatnot. And the bottle breaks against the wall behind the birds and splashes out. And all 3 of those birds turn into giant squirrels.
Lumi.
I'm now emptying out my bag of holding and trying to stuff the squirrel in it.
The
I'm
squirrel.
leaving Lumi behind and heading through her portal.
Oh, the squirrels don't seem hostile. They're just giant squirrels.
All right. Well,
They
let's
look a little bit
continue.
confused. They're having a little bit of. Also, with that being said, they're also stuck in the rafters because there's not enough space there for the giant. When they were birds, they could be there, but now they're just kind of stuck. So it's just like you see a squirrel stuck in it, like with its midsection stuck in between like a tight spot that it can't get out of. So it's just flailing around trying to get
So
free.
I'm gonna yell up there in Squirrel that there's a bat with a shiny thing on his ankle in the edge of the cave who's gonna help them out as soon as we get out of here. Just hold tight.
They're just like, they're just like, all right, man, tell them to hurry up. This isn't cool.
All right. I'm taking as much as I can, and now, like I said, we need to figure out a way out.
Yeah, whenever you reach down and start grabbing the gold and putting it into your bags, you hear that good old tearing sound that you've been hearing before, and you get your vertigo and your flash, and next thing you know, you're standing outside of the prison you guys were in earlier, and I need everyone to make me a dex save.
23.
9.
Non-natural 20.
4.
All right, so as you realize that you're just standing outside the prison you were in just a little while ago, you kind of look up and the tear is still there, and all of that gold you were standing on just falls out of the sky towards you. Toonie, you and Meter managed to get out of the way. Lumi and Fresh, you both get buried under a pile of gold, and both of you take 20 bludgeoning damage.
20 bludgeoning damage.
DuckTales. Woo!
Expecto Patronum.
Oh, are you using your shield?
Yeah.
You're still buried under the gold, but we'll cut the damage you take in half. So you take 10 instead of 20. Now you're just not completely covered in gold. You're just inside a little small bubble that's encased in gold.
Mildly inconvenienced by a large mound of gold.
Just picking it up and putting it in my purse. Getting a head start.
Yeah. Yeah, Meter, you and Toonie just looking at the jail. You just see a small furry gnome face, just like with his face pressed up against the bars to the window. And he's like, hey, you made it back. Did you find anything cool in there aside from, all the shiny stuff?
So I'm gonna put the bag of holding full of gold up to the window and just start pouring it in.
And he just kind of backs off, and he's like, looks down and looks back up at you and looks at the pile of the gold on the floor. And he's like, cool, maybe now I can bribe a guard and get out of here.
And I'm going to go, until he gets out of there, I'm going to go stand next to the window and tell him the tale of the giant squirrels and the acid dragon. Because I promised him I would tell him a good story.
I'm gonna go refill my bag of holding.
But yeah, you guys all get to collect untold riches you'll never need for anything in your life ever again. Probably this amounts into the probably high hundreds of thousands, low millions of gold.
All right, guys, I'm
and-
going to go open up a strip club.
Yeah, he sits there and he listens to your tale about what happened to you, and thanks you for sharing the story, and is glad to see that you guys all made it back.
All right.
Amazing.
I'm going to go and open up a clinic for war veterans.
Nice.
Once
Oh,
all of our bag of holdings are full, I'm gonna take out my instant fortress figurine and set it down on the ground.
I'm going to go in the elf circus and do magic tricks with my magic rope.
Create myself a nice fortress to store the rest of this ugly gold, so it's not all in the dirt.
feels so bad for Miles.
There you go, everybody. There you go. Hope everybody enjoyed the fun, and I know we all had fun doing this tonight. I'd like to thank Nick for taking the time to put all this together and being awesome, man, keeping it moving forward nice and quick. Toonie for being the barbarian, Lumi for her strategic fireball to the dragon's chest, and Meter for all of his bat knowledge. That was a good time. Thanks, Nick. That was
Yeah, Nick, it was awesome. Thank you.
that's
No, I'm
exactly
glad you
what I
guys
was looking
enjoyed it.
for. It's exactly what I was looking for. More all the just use your imagination, have some fun. When you do combat, it means something in the game. So very good, man. Very good.
And,
Thank you so much.
and I'd like to say, love you, Mike.
Yeah, we love you, Mike. Thank you. Thank you. And everybody who was using this for the break, hope you enjoyed it. Get back to work, you sons of guns.
Right.
We'll see you later. Bye.